guys what's going on?
I think we're live. Are we live?
I think we're live. Is it live? Or is it memorized?
I think we are live now.
All right, you know
There
what?
seem to be a lot of people around.
Let's get this cat. Let's get this cat walking toward us. Here we go. Let's do this thing.
All right, bring on the cat. Release the feline. As I introduce to you, Robert Sullivan. So we all play Resident Evil games, and now I ask myself, is this where the coronavirus came from? Because
Yes.
I believe this is no accident. Somebody's trying to kill us everywhere. I agree. There's always somebody out there to get you. Watch your back, everybody.
It's
Matt
Umbrella.
Crafter, what is up? Falcon 10348. Man, what if they pushed Iron Man VR to come out earlier? That's not going to happen, but that would be cool. Unicorn girl.
Unicorn.
First 15 minutes. Well, we will try to cram as much as we can into the first 15 minutes. Matt Crafter, what's up, dude?
Wait.
Cat.
Who wants us to cram stuff in the first 15 minutes?
That's not going to happen.
First
No,
15
they
minutes
just,
is
I
your
just,
first
8
I
minutes
did.
are gonna
Whoa,
be-
whoa, hey, gentlemen, please.
Hey.
They just said they had 15 minutes, so I was going to do that. Your long shadows, thank fuck for the live show. I need a serious pick me up. We are here for you, and we are going to
I'm here for
throw
myself.
you into the heavens, and then you're going to burn in the sky. Mushy, yo.
I like this
Mr.
alternate version of Icarus you just
Domo-
created.
Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, who's in the chat. Don't sub. I love your name. Hello. Joe Grover. Dave Page, Metal. JD Meowks, the Game Cat. Stay
So
warm
we're gonna-
120.
We're
Dragon
gonna fit
Slayer
as many
Productions,
names.
Johnny
into
Rye,
the
Pop the
first
Street
15
Cat.
minutes. As
Guys,
many names
fist bump
as
to you, big fat frog. Genetic Blasphemy, Super Cat Gaming, Cat Gamer, Phil Yarn, Giovanni Nunez, Imzadi, Morning, Seraphim, what's cracking? Matt Marginovich, Kyle, Big Boy Cheesy Toes, Kartofel, Juzek. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jay, what's going on, dude?
Nothing much, man. Had to get the shout outs.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard.
I noticed that you're reading comments as well. You're not just giving shout outs, you're reading their comments.
No, yeah, these are, they have, the people have things to say, Brian.
Do you think Resident Evil 8 will be Resident Evil 8, the coronavirus?
Did you see the thing I posted in the Discord?
I
it's
don't
like,
know. I also don't
it's
follow
like-
you on Twitter, and I don't watch
it's
your
got-
channel.
Why,
I'm
man?
so sorry.
Why?
Because we're
That's-
not
you
really friends,
should.
man, and we're just putting on a good show for the cats.
I posted a picture. I think this was from like one of the developers, actually, like not the Capcom, but some developer that I stole it from on Twitter. But it said like Raccoon City, and then it like rearranged the words and said Corona.
Nice.
It's all conspiracy. It's all conspiracy.
Excellent. I already told these guys before the show, I had dental surgery the other day, and it hurts to smile, it hurts to talk. I'm just like, oh, my face is all swollen. And so I'm just going to like let Dave and AJ do everything. That being said, my name is Brian Fall from this channel right here without Parole, and the fall guy on the far left
Fall guy.
is Dave from Dave's
guy.
Station VR. Po Buddy's Nerf.
Somebody's got to be the fall guy.
Yeah, I like the shirt,
How's it
man.
going, guys? You know where it's from, right?
I mean, a TV show, yeah?
It's a Good Place.
Oh, right,
It's
right.
that episode where everybody in town hates her, and she's trying to collect people together to do something to make them like her. And she just says, well, Po Buddy's nerfed. And then everyone freaks out and starts printing T-shirts, and I think it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. I don't know.
You got me into that show, and I really, really like The Good Place.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Yeah. Anything. Ted Danson's awesome. I just like.
Yeah.
When you die and you go to heaven and you find out Ted Danson is God. Like that's pretty much perfect. That's
good for
the
me.
definition of
Yeah.
a good place. And then
I'd
this
take
guy here in the middle here is AJ from PlayStation VR or PSVR as we call it, Underground.
What's going on, fellas? Dude, there was I thought there was deer in my backyard again. And I thought it was the deer because it was another baby deer, but this was just a new. There was like 2 or 3 others, so I don't know if it was like that deer that used to be here that like came back to say like hello and got like stuck back there again or something. But yeah,
Sure, you
nice
just don't
little
have a
family.
backyard full of deer traps. Like, why are they all getting stuck back there?
Hey, at least I know if things get bad, I got some food in the backyard.
Dave, you want to
For
hit
a
me
little
real quick
while.
while we get the show started? We want to make sure we
Oh.
don't miss any
Yeah.
important tips.
All right, here we go.
Fuck you! This is my dream world!
That-
This is my dream place!
It's from Belramio, the game cat, with a €5 donation. He says, just start with Iron Man and all is fine in VR land, or Bizarre Barber if you have any news. We do not have any news on Bizarre Barber. I feel like Belramio is like their PR guy. Like that has to be the case. Like,
He is the Darkness roller coaster and Bizarre Barber PR guy.
Well, I mean, your future isn't looking terribly bright as a PR person,
Hey,
Belramio.
hey, you better be careful. You better be careful. He also he advocates for what you got, Immortal Legacy. So better watch yourself there, Brian.
That as much as I love Immortal Legacy, that future doesn't look terribly bright either.
Yeah.
And that is your Immortal Legacy reference for the day, Kevgret. I hope you're here and counting.
262 probably.
I mean, we're there. We're roughly there for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the tip, Belrami. As you guys know, if you decide to tip during the show, then we'll stop everything we're doing. We'll hit Tree Guy, and then we'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about for a minute. It gets really disruptive, which is, I think, part of the fun. People said last week, I was nervous that it wasn't going to be a fun episode to watch, and last week people were like, "Well, fucking love the chaos. It was great." So I was like, "All right, cool. We know our people."
Yeah, that's how it works.
Also, Dave, I hope Discord works.
They like
for you
to
this
see
week.
me suffer.
That was chaos.
I thought we were friends. Apparently, everyone just wants to see me suffer.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good time, man. That's what I've always watched. But you're not muted. Okay, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, I was just doing that.
All right, guys. Real quick, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you join our Discord server. Discord server link is in the description. That is where we hang out and talk 24/7. I mean, I'm on there really strange times. I'll say that. Usually like 4 o'clock in the morning is my designated time to hang out there. But, if I'm around, I'm usually hanging out there. But also make sure you subscribe to Dave over Dave Station VR. That link's in the description. And then make sure you subscribe to AJ at PSVR Underground. That link's in the description. Also follow AJ on Twitter. It's like in my contract, I have to say it.
At PSVR Underground. That's right.
I hate my contract. I want to renegotiate said contract. Let's do this thing. All right, guys. What do you think? Should we dive into the news?
Let's begin.
What about the old should we or shouldn't we?
Let's begin the show the way we begin every show, with a little game of should we or shouldn't we. We put 60 seconds up on the clock, clock up on the counter, the way that Jeremy likes it, and it's our chance to tell you, the loyal game cats, whether you should or should not be playing the games or watching the movies that we've been playing and or watching. Who would like to go first? Well, it's like you say that 2,000 times and you just never forget it. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go first.
Good.
No, wait. It's got to get the timer ready.
Okay.
Right.
Let me see if I can set this up properly, because last week was a complete and total shit show, but I think I got this time.
Don't sub says I want to burn in the fires of hell. I love this person.
Right.
I'm gonna sub to you. Please don't be mad.
All right. On your mark. Get Dez. Go.
I played this game. I've been working on a new video, which we're going to be featuring on PSVR without Parole. I think some of you would be happy to see it again. And in terms of making this video, I played this game called Happy Drummer, where essentially you sit here, there's some tribal looking stuff, and you just basically bang on the drums. It's a rhythm game. And little what look like little arrows, little teeth come at you. And so this game is terrible. It's absolutely awful. In terms of all the rhythm games I've played, it is really bad in terms of the mapping. It's basically one of those games where they say, like, it looks like it's made for children. Like people say that about Vacation Simulator, Job Simulator, all that stuff. I really like those games. This game to me is for lower intellectuals.
Whoa. Lower intellectuals.
Lower
just called us
intellectuals.
stupid.
Yeah, he did.
Just called us fucking morons.
But no, it's so basic. It has like sound effects that are missing where people do this, and don't buy it. It's a shouldn't we? It's crap.
Okay, so just to elaborate, because I didn't quite understand, like, whether you like this game or not. You said you didn't like the mapping. So like you didn't like
mapping was terrible. It's way too easy on easy and hard, and then like once you get to lunatic, which is the third thing, it was more fun because it was like, okay, there's actually a little bit of a challenge, but it was like also just really poorly mapped. Like there's like random stuff that just doesn't make any sense. Like I was hitting the right beats and it wasn't like matching up to the beats very well, and that's what I mean by poor mapping. Like the note, like when you hit, it wasn't in sync.
Was it Backstreet Boys?
No.
Was it 98 Degrees?
Thank you.
No. It was bad.
Dave, I just want to this was your first time playing AJ, is that correct? Or are you just going back to it?
No, this was the first time I played it. First impressions. And I gave it a fair shake. I got really far in the game and put it on a bunch of difficulties and everything. And it was pathetic, man. It's really bad.
Pathetic. Dave,
Pathetic.
did you like this game, man? Because I feel like I remember liking this one.
I didn't love it, but it wasn't. I wouldn't have called it pathetic. It was just like an interesting, cheap little drum game. I don't know. It didn't piss me off in any way
Yeah.
that I can remember. So
Yeah.
I don't have that strong of an opinion about it. It was pretty much just like, it exists. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it because the music was goofy and there was like one or two memorable tracks. But yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and play it again because I'm curious to know after playing Audica and Beat Saber and all this stuff, like the better games to compare it to now, what my opinion would be. So I'm watching the trailer and I was like, this does look fun.
No, it's terrible.
All right, that means you are up. Oh, man, I need to really get better organized around here. Dave, you are up. Should we or shouldn't we? But
all right, so let's synchronize our timers because I'm gonna do 2, and I got to make sure they each fit in their own 30 seconds. Right?
Okay, can you start with the one we talked about?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
so that'll be my should we, and then I'll have a shouldn't we after that.
Great, you are like squeezing a lot of information into a really small amount of time, and I like
We're
that you
gonna
got
go
your
as
own
fast
clock
as we
up
can.
on the counter. That's 2
It's
clocks
ready
up
to
on
go.
the counter. The way that Jeremy really likes it. Like 2 is always better than 1. On your mark, get Dez. Go.
Okay, so my should me, fuck, goddamn it, I'm wasting time. It's a documentary that you can rent on streaming services called Not for Resale. Brian mentioned it a few episodes ago, but it's about physical retro game stores, or not just retro, but like game stores in general. And it's really interesting because it takes a look at some stuff, around what it means to run a store like that these days. And as people move to digital, like how are we going to save that stuff? How are we going to catalog? Like there's museums of retro games. How can we do that with games in the current gen? Okay, that was my should we. Watch it. My shouldn't we is go try and buy toilet paper in a big grocery store because it's a madhouse and there's no fucking toilet paper anywhere. My suggestion, because people are going crazy over the coronavirus, and they're just
I don't know why toilet paper.
Yeah, I can't get it. I don't understand it. But that's the big thing.
Themselves.
I think it's because they're going to have to work from home and they're used to shitting on company toilet paper. But go to a gas station or a convenience store, they still have toilet paper because nobody's thinking about it. I just got some from Circle K. That's 1 minute. Let's go.
I'm glad you said it because my timer disappeared, man. I don't know what's going on. One of these days,
I was watching my time.
I'll get this thing working. I don't know what's going on here. Okay.
Everybody was blindsided by Happy Drummer. I love it. That's the whole point of this, man. It's like it's a 60-second why we love discussion.
It could be anything, yeah.
Yeah, except maybe not a discussion so much as... I will say, I know we talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago, but Not for Resale was a great documentary.
Yeah.
And I'm not like Pat the NES Punk's like biggest fan or whatever, but man, like he was the guy behind this, and I think you did a great job. This was really fun. It was cool to see like a lot of different people, from like different YouTubers and different people in the industry that I've definitely come to respect over the last few years. It was fun, kind of getting them all together and talking about this one thing. Okay, I guess I'll go next because I'm the last person here. On my mark. Get set, go. No timer. Wait, the hell's the timer? Come. Go.
I'll time you. Hold on. Wait.
There, no, I got it. There it goes. All right. So
I'm timing you anyways.
Perfect. I played Home Sweet Home on Saturday. I'm kind of cheating because I'm kind of double dipping here. But man, Home Sweet Home, I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. I know that I give it a great review, and Des and I talked about it on Why We Love. But I was like, oh man, I didn't think it was going to be that much fun to go through again. And man, the things that this game does in VR is just so cool. It does the thing where like you go into a room, you turn around and go back out into the room you were just in. It's totally different. So it really screws with your head. One of the puzzles that was an issue the first time I played through has been patched and corrected. So like it shouldn't be an issue at all anymore. The graphics are pretty damn good. It's not quite to the Resident Evil level, but it's awesome. And it's a pretty lengthy adventure too. I played for 2 hours on Saturday. And I'm like maybe halfway through, maybe, so, you can certainly get like 5 or 6 hours on your first time through this. If you like horror games, man, don't sleep on it. It's a definite should we.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Well, when I can actually watch the clock, it works.
Yeah, that's
well.
not fair. You can see the clock.
Yeah. AJ, I just put in Google timer, and then there's a stopwatch, and you click start. It's like,
and it's the exact same one that I use on this. I just stole it.
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know. Right. All right. So now we should begin the show. The way we really begin the show.
It's been 15 minutes, so we got all the good stuff in the first 15 minutes, like
nice.
AJ wanted to.
You guys, we have a lot of news, a lot of breaking news to cover. We have 17 items today. But since Belramio tipped us with the €5 donation, €5 donation, you can alter the show whenever you donate. So we're going to start off with the Iron Man VR news that we have. Nice. And essentially, there was a Twitter account that was pretty much bots, and it would tweet out every single update going from that was registered with PSN. And this account has been suspended, unfortunately, which I really like this account because I could see like when updates hit. I think it's a great idea. Apparently it's not like, apparently it violates some terms of service or something. So it was suspended, but they ended up leaking a registration for an Iron Man VR demo on the PlayStation Asia store.
Yeah, man. This is obviously something everyone's excited for, and I think a demo is going to go a long way. Iron Man's going to sell itself, right? But there's going to be a lot of naysayers out there that are like, "Oh, all you're going to do is fly around and shoot stuff." And if the demo really goes, "Hey, go explore this area, go find this, go bring this here, go take down those, shoot these things here," and it kind of gives you a better, better idea of what to expect in the final game. I think it's going to go a long way and make sure that this game that was already going to sell a ton of copies is going to convert a lot of people. We know that demos are hard to make, man. We know demos take a lot of time for developers. But, with something with the money that Marvel and Sony's got behind this, I'm really glad they did it. I'm really glad they took the time and spent the money to do it.
Demos go a long way in building hype, too, because, people, like you said, have this idea, maybe it won't be that good, whatever. But if you get 10, 15 minutes of it even, that's really good, everyone in the world is hyped. Like the Final Fantasy VII demo just got everyone all in a frenzy.
They said the pre-orders tripled after that.
Yeah, wow. I'm not surprised at all. So I think that really works. I mean, if you give people a slice of a game that's still months away and it's really good already, like the demo is polished, that's always a good thing. So I hope that drops like tomorrow or something. Friday seems like a decent day to drop a thing like that.
I don't remember on what day the Ace Combat 7 demo dropped, but that was a glorious day. And thank you.
That was
Dave.
Only in Japan, though.
Right. Yeah. And so there is a case to be made here that it could possibly just end up on the Japan store or the Hong Kong store.
Which would be silly, man. I hope.
I don't think that makes sense. I think Ace Combat is way more. I mean, it's Bandai Namco, which is way more Eastern focused, and this is a lot more of a Western company. I think they would put it here instead.
I agree. I think this will be a demo coming to the U.S. as well. It's just too big of a game, and they want to get people to play this game. They've been building it up for a year and a half by the time it releases. I think it's just too big of a game to not let people demo. And, demos are not just like, oh, you just take the game and you just stop it at a certain point. It's usually a separate build. So I imagine this will be the build that they were going around showing at what they were supposed to show at PAX, what they were showing at E3 and all these press conferences. So it'll be a great way for us to get our hands on it. Now, worst case scenario, it does only come to the Japan store, an Asian store. I created an Asian accounts actually just for the Ace Combat 7 demo, and it was totally worth it just for that alone because it takes 5 minutes to do and it's really easy. So should that be the case?
Let me ask you this: how long before Ace Combat 7 did that demo come out? Because Dave's saying, "Oh, it would be great if it came out like this week or next week or something." But I don't see this coming out more than like a few days. Or even
I can find out
ahead, because I feel like this is going to come out like less than a week before the game, or possibly even on the same day as the game.
It could be a same day release. That's true, but we don't know. I mean,
the Ace Combat one, I feel like wasn't, like you said, wasn't that far ahead of it. But I'm about to find out.
Ace Combat was, I think, very close to the real release. It was like a week away from it. So
Duran Fan VR, the Game Cat says, and with the free Space Channel 5 demo, you get to play almost 50% of the game.
Yes, hopefully that's not the case. Mr. Roboto was asking how long will Iron Man be. We don't know, but they did say like this is a full open sandbox game with like levels to explore, like different chapters. There's a full story that goes on. This has Marvel money in it, and Sony and Marvel do have like a pretty good relationship with like the Spider-Man franchise and stuff. And so I think this will be a decent length. I mean, if I had to, I don't want to guess anything.
Oh no, guess. We can make this a guessing segment.
If I had to guess, I would say 5 hours.
I was going with 6.
but that's like short.
Who's the closest
that's
without
like,
going over? Dave?
that's still kind of short for like a full game. I imagine it's going to be, if I just had to guess, 5 hours, but like some replayability with the research. Like, it's got these research points and stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to cram a leveling up system into a game that doesn't contain like more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why, like it would be such a shallow leveling system.
Well, and you guys were kind of like making fun of me a little bit when I was talking about how much exploration is there. Kind of, it's giving me this like sandbox type world in a city to explore. But like,
right.
I'm betting that you could certainly go from mission to mission to mission to mission and probably finish the game pretty quickly. But it's the stuff between the levels that has me intrigued, or the stuff between the major points. It's like, is there replayability in there? Like, are there collectibles to find? Are there things to do outside of the core campaign? And that's what I think will extend the length of the game. If there's not a lot of that stuff, I'm going to be a little disappointed. And also, there's going to be less replayability if that's the case. But for a game that like we really don't know a whole lot about, despite all these trailers we've seen, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm more excited about this game now that it's finally getting closer. We're what, 2 months away? Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah, it's getting really close. Yeah, and they've had this extra time to do some crunch time on it. So, man, just really, everybody's really excited for this. This is technically like the AAA game of the year. Obviously, we're going to be getting some more that we'll talk about later in this episode. But this is like the Sony backed like AAA game so far as of right now. Of course, everything changes month to month. So. It'll be cool. Just Incredible says it's an expensive ass game. Yeah,
isn't this $40?
Yeah, and $40, and
Not
Blood and Truth was $40,
yeah.
and it was 5 hours. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm if it's 6 hours or so and it's $40, but it's like this super awesome quality that we've been seeing, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Usually when you say quality, like usually when we get this stunning looking game, it usually ends up being a little bit on the shorter side. But for VR, 5 hours is like this, like not bad. Like, right. Like, that's kind of like the average length of games. And then they make ways to replay it. They add in additional content later. So hoping for the best, but yeah, it's too bad you didn't get to play this at PAX because Sony pulled out.
Nice.
'Cause I would have loved to hear some impressions on it from you, but still very excited and really just glad we don't have a whole lot longer to wait for this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, at this point, anytime they say anything about Iron Man, it's just nice. It's just nice to be like, okay, like I know this wasn't an official thing from Sony or from Marvel being like, hey, there's going to be a demo, but it's to get these kind of tiny leaks or just to. It's time for them to start feeding us like little bits of morsels of something to kind of get excited for, right? These trailers are on the old side, and I would like a new trailer, and I would like a little bit more information because 2 months, man. Maybe they'll wait for Alex to be released, and then they can be like, okay, now it's time to get excited for the next big game.
Yeah, I think they still have control over when the demo releases because just to put into some perspective, Final Assault had this same thing pop up, and then like 2 days later they were like, oh, our game has been like approved and processed, and we will be announcing a release date for next month. So Final Assault popped up like a couple days before that, and then they said that it's ready to go. So I imagine the only reason they're not releasing it is because God, it is packed. End of March is so packed right now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I'm actually getting a little bit nervous. There's just too much stuff happening this month, and making sure we stay on top of it's going to be really difficult. We had like 3 months where it was just like almost boring, and now it's like,
almost boring. It was far beyond boring.
Yeah, Dave, hit that for me real quick.
I got him. Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't tweet me! Why you? Why you? Fuck you! What are you tweeting me for?
That's a long one. This one's from Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, with a $5 donation, saying GAMESCAST Live, the future of large gatherings in a post-corona world, with a heart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We will be here for you guys because we don't leave our houses. So
yeah, we were ahead of the curve on
this one. You have nothing to worry about. And guess what? With VR, we can have almost physical interactions with each other. We can see each other in a 3D space, go hang out places. So that's always cool.
Yeah. Dave, what are you doing, man? That tree guy is...
This is there are virtual interactions with each other. I'm giving you a little virtual hug.
Oh. He's an angry dude giving a nice hug. All right. Sweet. Oh, man. Okay, listen, you guys. As much as I appreciate people who change their name to GameCat, when we have people who change their name to GameCat during a live show, make sure you leave a comment somewhere else with hashtag GameCat. We ran into a huge problem this past viewer takeover. Somebody had changed their name and then they were impossible to find. I think they changed their name back or something before viewer takeover even rolled around. So please, sick the Vic the GameCat, which also sick the Vic the GameCat. Please leave hashtag viewer takeover hashtag GameCat on another video so we can find you nice and easy. This won't show up in a search, unfortunately, when I do it on before viewer takeover.
So by the way, I did the research and it was the same day that it came out in Japan that the demo dropped.
Oh, really?
It was a day earlier for us because they got it a day earlier in Japan. So,
all right. So maybe don't expect it soon, but don't expect it at all. Let's keep our fingers crossed that every region gets it. But as of right now, we have no idea.
Forget that we said that.
Yeah, ignore the last 20 minutes of the episode.
All right, so a couple things to go through. Two items involving Sony. First of all, we finally got to hear from the new head of Worldwide Studios, Herman Holst, in an interview with Sid Schumann. What's up, Sid? Where they sat down and talked about basically introducing Herman to everybody. First time I heard him speak. I haven't heard him before. But yeah, and they basically talked about not PS5, but a lot of other things, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we shouldn't have expected them to talk about PS5, but it was nice to hear, as you said, for the first time, Herman Holst's voice and like a little bit of his backstory. He came from Guerrilla Games, and so I think this was their way of saying, "Hey, let's introduce this guy to the community." Sid Schumann interviewed him. It was interesting to listen to, even though there wasn't like a ton of stuff revealed. What did you guys think about it?
I definitely saw that they were trying very hard not to talk about PS5. He did mention something about their focus is on PS5 right now, but they can't talk about it. So I imagine they're gearing up, they're planning. Obviously, the world is going through a lot of things right now. So they got to kind of play by the market. I don't know what's going to happen if PS5 is going to be delayed. I
would be really surprised if it wasn't delayed. I mean, most of the manufacturing of this stuff takes place in China. We all know that. And so, they're totally locked down. Yeah, super locked down.
The mini TurboGrafx just get delayed.
Yeah,
TurboGrafx Mini. I'm so disappointed.
I think maybe they're waiting to see if they can still make it up somehow and hit. I mean, but they didn't even have a release date anyway, so they don't have to delay it. They don't have a release date, so
true.
So whenever it comes out is when it comes out.
Miners71 says, I guess you guys weren't into Killzone. I love Killzone.
Wait. Why did we say we didn't like Killzone?
Yeah, I don't know. We know Guerrilla Games. I just haven't heard from Herman himself before.
I played all 4 Killzone games. No, I take it back. I played all 5 Killzone games. And no, I take it back. I played all 6 Killzone games. Because I played the PSP one as well, Liberation. And Mercenary on the Vita, I think, was the best one. Although AJ and I always talk about the old Move controllers on PlayStation 3 with the Sharpshooter controller. I played through all of Resistance 3 and Killzone 3 with the Sharpshooter on a flat screen. Holy fucking crap, man. We must have been delusional because it was a fun way to play.
It was a little clunky.
It wasn't the best way to play.
But that being said, the servers are actually still online, and you can actually still go play on the PS3. You can play Killzone.
Probably not going to do that.
So I actually did for a little bit. It was kind of fun. It was just against bots, but yeah, man, mechs and all that stuff is so good.
Sure.
But anyways, yeah, what the other things he talked about real quick were that they are bringing some exclusives, some PS4 exclusives to PC side. Now, the main one in particular is Horizon Zero Dawn's going to be getting a PC release, which I've seen mixed things. I'd like to think that most people are okay with that, and there's no problem. There were definitely some people being super dramatic on social media platforms and letting the world know how much their heart has been ripped out of their body. But as a 25-year PlayStation fan, I don't give a shit. It's a 3-year-old game, and it's I think it's great to eventually come. But I could see some drawbacks to this as well. Not saying that, oh, it's going to be fine, everything's going to work out perfectly, where everyone's going to be happy. I could see there being some drawbacks to doing this, but he did say not every game is going to be, a PC shared game.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean,
still will have
a
exclusives.
lot of our best exclusives still are not announced for PC or anything.
And he said PS4, by the way. I don't even know if he said PS5 yet.
Yeah, it's not. They made it very clear this wasn't going to be a regular thing. All of our exclusives are now heading to PC. But man, it's like
Right.
I think sharing a few exclusives with the PC side of things is pretty cool, man. I think it says, hey, look what we're doing over here. Like how many years has it been since Horizon came out? Like 3-4 years, something. It's been a long time.
I froze up. My ship froze up.
Yeah, you're getting a little staticky too. It's been like 4 years since Horizon came out, so
Right.
So
Froze up.
it's not like we're saying, hey, day and date here. Here's your thing. This is something we can say, hey, we've been enjoying this over on PlayStation 4 for the last 4 years, and so when Horizon 2 inevitably gets announced, there's gonna be all these PC gamers that are like, well, I don't want to wait 4 years to play Horizon 2. Like maybe they'll pick up a PlayStation.
Absolutely. They're not going to wait. I wouldn't if I was in that situation. I would absolutely. Dave, you might want to disconnect and reconnect.
While Dave's going through this, I want to make sure we don't miss any tips. And this one, screw you! I'm a tree guy! I'm something or another! Fuck you! That's for Belramio, the game cat. Wow! With another €10 donation. He says, grazie tutti. Is that how you pronounce that? Grazie? Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Got to sleep, stay safe, and wash hands to avoid infections. Make sure everyone stay hygienic. It's really nice. I will say it's nice that because of the coronavirus, flu cases have been dropping dramatically because people are being a little more hygienic. So it's a good reminder to everyone. Stay clean.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. So another news, speaking of which, E3 has been officially canceled, unfortunately. Brian, Dave, yeah, you're frozen, you're choppy.
Oh, I think he's back.
Kind of see you now?
Oh, I know I'm frozen.
No, you're back now.
Okay,
You're
yeah,
back. You're
nice.
100%.
But I can't even see you guys. I don't even have the Discord app open. I don't even know how I'm still connected. Like, Discord is closed.
Well, apparently it's working perfectly like this. So just whatever you're doing, keep it up.
No, but
Yeah.
I didn't change anything. I just tried to reboot my computer and it was all frozen and I couldn't even reboot it.
All right.
Okay, well, no, yeah, sure.
So, E3 has been officially canceled. This comes via several sources, but because it's the first one I Googled, it's going to come via Washington Post. Says E3 2020 is officially canceled due to coronavirus. Yeah. The Entertainment Software Association confirmed Wednesday that the Electronic Entertainment Expo, North America's largest video game convention, better known as E3, has been officially canceled due to coronavirus. Why does it repeat itself like that? Like they just have to have like a certain amount of words.
Yeah.
Last time I read Washington Post. But yeah, this is unfortunate. This is obviously Sony has not been a part of E3 for a while now, and really that's where my main interest was. They had these amazing, epic conferences, and then I think the last one that they did was actually was that Flute Guy. Is that the last one they did? And it wasn't that great, anyways. So I was open arms, open mind, welcoming this state of play, but it doesn't have that same like thunder behind it yet. So I'm interested to see how this whole digital thing going forward, presentation going forward, is going to have an impact.
Dave, are you all good again? Is everything?
I think so. I mean, it seems fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you see me?
I can see you. I can hear you. Everything's wonderful. It's coming
Seems
up
fine now. I don't know what happened, but something did.
Dave, what are your thoughts on E3 being canceled?
I think for most big publishers, or not publishers, publishers like Ubisoft and then your big first parties like Sony and Microsoft and all that stuff, it doesn't hurt them too bad to have to switch over to a streamed format, I think, and Nintendo and stuff too. But for smaller devs who kind of spend a lot of effort, like networking and getting their pitches out there and stuff, like there's going to be 1 year of games that just don't get made, probably the same way they would have, because that's a big networking event for smaller devs, and like not as much as like GDC. I've been reading a little bit about it. I guess GDC is way better for a thing like that, but didn't GDC get canceled too?
Yeah, I think so.
So the good news we can tell everybody is that we are going to be working to working with developers, reaching out to them, and just saying, hey, if you guys need help getting the word out on your game, like we got those streets, we got those streets covered. And of course, Upload VR will be doing an E3 showcase, so we'll be live streaming that with them. Brett says E3 died 3 years ago.
Well, yeah, we'll be live streaming it with them, meaning we're just going to hijack their stream and be like, here,
pretty
it's
much
also on our channel.
Pretty much. But yeah, and then of course we'll get any announcements. We've got some stuff that we'll be breaking as well. Maybe even before then, I'm not sure, but we'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But
we got a few things in the pipeline, man. Like announcements aren't dead just because E3 is. And I honestly think that Dave made a good point about indie titles, but I really think that Sony has worked so close with indie titles for so long, or indie devs for so long, that I feel like whatever they're doing around the E3 time, whatever their plans were in the first place, because they weren't going to attend, I feel like they've been so good about this that they might. It's very likely that they'll probably reach out and try to include as many indie devs as they possibly can. As far as announcements go, as far as gameplay trailers go, as far as that kind of stuff. So let's hope that this isn't as detrimental as it sounds.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in the same way that developers need publishers, publishers need developers because they can't publish anything if nobody's making anything.
Right.
So I guess they'll have to go out of their way to find those people outside of those conferences and stuff too. So, I mean, I have heard a lot of stuff on Twitter that it is hurtful to smaller devs, like it's fucking their day up a little bit.
Right.
But I mean, what are you going to do? It's way better than everyone getting coronavirus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Safety first, man. No, health and safety should be the priority above all else. But it's a beautiful thing for us as content creators that do everything online, digital, social media, stuff like that. That we can still gather and collect resources with developers, with our community members, and just help each other out. It's honestly, it's going to be a lot harder, but it'll be worth it. It'll be good to be able to give back and just work together with lots of other creators and stuff and developers, and just do our best to give you guys the most information, keep you guys informed as well as we can.
You kind of got lucky there, Brian, sliding in with PAX, because that's like the last one before the cutoff when they started canceling everything.
Yeah, but he didn't get so lucky because they pulled out. So
Sony pulled out, but at least you got to see some stuff. Like you played Sniper Elite and.
I think if I had known that all this was on its way, I probably would have made the effort to get there on Thursday and Sunday as well, to see the extra 2 games or 3 games that were there that I didn't get a chance to see. That being said, this is interesting. I think so many people are going to be releasing digital streams. I think it's going to make it easier for us to cover E3 or E3 announcements. You can't call it E3 announcements, can you? Because it's not actually E3. But again, I don't think the industry is just going to go, well, no E3, moving on. I think they all have these things ready for E3, and I think that especially if there's going to be these grand reveals about new Ubisoft games or whatever, then they've got something they want to show, and they wanted to show it around this time. So I still think that they will do these live streams, and it'll make it easier for us to cover. I don't know. It's
not going to have the same impact of a crowd like losing their goddamn minds.
Right.
But they can still, if the announcements are good enough and the presentation is good enough, it'll be just fine. And you see Microsoft doing this as well. Nintendo already does this. I expect to see lots more developers relying on this kind of marketing moving forward. It's just safer for now. We got until we ride this thing out.
I think they could take a page out of your book with the awards show and just put in canned applause. So
it sounds like real applause. I don't know what you're talking about. I got 12,000 people in my apartment. I said, okay, now everyone clap at the same time.
Mic'd them up. Yeah.
They were thrilled.
We got to do this tip. We've been putting this tip off for a minute. That's all, I guess.
That's from Joe Grover, $25 donation. Thank you very much, Joe. He says, I like Brian's Tree Guy better than Tree Guy. But without Tree Guy, we wouldn't have Brian's Tree Guy. This is so confusing. I agree. I'm also very confused all the time about Tree Guy and the world as a whole. So, welcome to my world, Joe Grover. Well, thank you so much. All right, let's move on, man. I've been watching this Killzone Shadowfall trailer for the last 10 minutes. It's wonderful, man. I miss Killzone. Kills needs to be a thing again.
Perfected Insanity does say, we'll move on, but it says, do you guys think holding off getting a PS5 right away due to faulty systems? We'll be getting them day one for you guys and showing them off. So
Faulty systems. I'll tell you, man.
I'm not worried about a faulty system, but there are like, usually that first gen, like there's like some kind of kink you got to work out. This gen was you got to replace the thermal paste so it doesn't sound like it's a jet engine. And then you get a Pro, and then you have the same problem again.
I was gonna say I got a PS4 on day one. It's still working just fine. I got Pro on not day one. It's still working just fine. I wouldn't be concerned about faulty systems. They're making millions and millions and millions of these things. They're gonna make sure that they're working. And if not, they'll have a system in place. Red Ring of Death, anybody? Yeah.
All right, so we have a new game announced coming to PlayStation VR April 7th, and it's called Form. The good thing about this, it's by Charm Games, and the cool thing about this is that our community members, such as Just Incredible VR and a couple other guys that also have PC VR headsets, said that this is, quote, the best puzzle game, VR puzzle game they've ever played.
What?
And that they said it's better than Transpose, one of my favorites.
It can't be better than Static. I'm sorry.
Static is really good, but this sounds good.
This looks a little. I don't want to be judgmental, but I'm going to be judgmental. This looks a little too abstract to be better than Static. I love how Static is like these weird concepts, but it's grounded in like a very physical world. This looks like, hey, let's do this and make it space looking. And okay, I'm done being judgy. It looks great.
Yeah, it sounds like a matter of preference. For some reason, I can't load the article about this damn thing.
The Steam page says, enter a surreal adventure where puzzles are built from dreams and memories. Solve the mystery behind an ancient artifact. Advance through a world that transforms around you. Transcend this existence.
So it's Unearthing Mars 1?
No, it does sound like
the same story.
Similarities.
That's
it sounds like similarities to like Transpose in a way, where it's like this surreal sci-fi world. So it's probably just like that.
Durant Fan VR, the Game Cat. Again, I just keep reading this dude's comments. I'm like, whatever, man. Don't bother tipping. Better than Zing. Come on now.
This trailer looks really fucking good.
He said better than Transpose, so didn't say Zing.
What?
This trailer looks very, very
I'm with you there. I Zing is dear to me. So, all the reviews, of course, take Steam reviews with a grain of salt. But all the reviews are very positive. There's about 700 of them.
Yeah, and who can trust that Just Incredible guy? Fuck that dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, that's my dude. That's my dude right there.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Don't squeeze me!
That's
that
for Zalan Maru. Sorry, dude. I'll let you do the next one. I've been taking over. Zalan Maru with a $10 donation saying hello. Finally get off work early to make a live stream. Congratulations on getting off work early. Hopefully.
Who's Alan Maru?
All for the best.
It's been a minute since we've seen you. Good to see you again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, no, this looks really good. The funny thing is about this, on the most recent breaking news report, I said Form announced and and scheduled for release April 7th or whatever it is. And AJ was like, wasn't this announced a long time ago? Didn't you guys do this on PSVR Theater? And I was like, it looked really familiar. 2017, in fact. I looked it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like
3 years ago.
I couldn't believe. I mean, if you guys don't know what PSVR Theater is, you're kind of lucky. Theater. But yeah, we previewed this game 3 years ago. That's mind-boggling, man. But I think there's a lot of games like this. This is a conversation I'm constantly having with AJ behind the scenes, saying the number of games, like throw Mono Wheels into the mix, throw so many games into the mix. It was. There's so many games that just disappear. Like they get announced, and then you just never hear from them again.
Right.
And you got to figure that most of these games are either still in development or are coming eventually, or get sidetracked or something. Like the team focused on a different title or something. You got to figure that a lot of these games are still on the way. Waiting for funding, that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see something like this that we previewed 3 years ago finally making it out. Very strange, though. Very strange. I'd love to hear the story about why this took 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, most of the time it seems like developers have trouble finding like a publisher, funding, something like that. Porting is not easy, Brian. as we've heard.
I've heard that.
And getting through certification is a whole nother story. So
Wait, just flip the VR switch. What are you talking about?
yeah,
They'll get the
yeah.
VR.
What's
Listen,
his
man,
name? Earl in the basement.
Lloyd,
What's his-
and
Lloyd.
and they don't pay him enough.
Sorry,
he
Lloyd.
doesn't even show up every day. So it's like some days, like maybe he just wasn't there the day that form switch was supposed to be pulled. I don't know. He's not a reliable guy, that Lloyd.
But very excited. I've reached out to these guys. Should be in contact with them soon. And April 7th. I mean, to be gone for 3 years and then just show up and it's like, hey, it's coming out in like 3 weeks. Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Crazy how this works sometimes.
Yeah, the VR Grid says they've been making other games. Like, well, yeah, but what about our game, man? Don't forget about us.
They need some way to pay for it.
I do think a lot of developers. Sorry, sirens on my end. No surprises there. I do think a lot of developers always say, "Are we good? Yeah, no, I don't want to do it."
We don't have to. Okay,
No,
that's fine.
no.
It's a tradition. You're getting rid of all the old.
I don't like it through the cameras.
All right, well, I'll get rid of you guys and bring bring Des and Michelle back. How about that?
Yeah, sure. Do it. See
All
if
the
that
traditions
works.
are coming back. No. So I think what a lot of developers realize that it's so much more difficult to get a game out on PlayStation VR than it is on PC. PC has the benefit of early access, where you can like basically release an unfinished game for cheaper and get your money coming in that way. Whereas Sony pretty much requires the game to be done for the most part. There's exceptions here and there, but
Right.
This
There's
is
no early access. It's got to be complete.
and so the certification process is insane. So, Dave, you're freezing up again, man. What's going on over there? Okay. So that might have been what happened here. Let's hope that let's hope that's all it was.
But really, really excited for this game. Definitely looking forward to it. We don't have to wait long. That's the way you like it.
After the deluge of games coming to PSVR at the end of March, man, we're gonna need a nice, like, chill, relaxing puzzle game to play to kind of like watch as the dust settles from all the chaos.
Really, I know, man. Irek Malakowski asks, without Parole, is Freediver like Subnautica? No. It is 2 hour and a half to 2 hour game, and it's more about, it is survival, but it's more about like surviving. It's like the Titanic. It's like surviving the Titanic for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we've got live streams. We've got live streams up on the channel. We've got reviews. So if you want a little bit more information about it, then go check it out, because Freediver is really good, and for $15, I had a good time. It's a little short, but other than that, it's a good time. I just watched that guy's Will's review last night about it, because I was missing Will, and I was laying in bed with my pillows, and I was like, no one to snuggle with. Where's Will? And so I watched his review, and it felt like everything was in the right place again, all over again. Yeah. Good review, Will. Good review.
All right, so everyone keeps talking about Espire, so we're going to switch around again a little bit and talk about this latest patch for Espire real quick. 1.3, 1.5, something like that, where basically they had a bunch of enhancements to it, and there's still one more patch to go. I will say, they did improve the game a little bit.
Wait, one more patch to go. there better be like 20 more patches coming this way.
There's probably more patches to come, but in my opinion, Brian, I think they're on the right track of getting this game. This game is basically in like an okay state of what it should have been at launch, and then they should have made these improvements like later. But better late than never, I suppose. I think it's the window's kind of closed for them, most likely, unless they do something like epic. But yeah, I tried out this patch. It does look a little better. They're still awful, but the two biggest problems I have with this game are still there, and that's the sound, the spatial audio, where you're like supposed to hear sound in a 3D space. Mm-hmm. Everything sounds in front of like it's right in front of you. So when you're sneaking around, and you're like listening to where the enemies are, and everything's in front of you, it's like, what's the point? It's like that completely kills a stealth game experience to me. Even Metal Gear Solid from 1990, whatever, it was like you could hear footsteps, you could hear noises, and you could kind of detect in what vicinity like they were kind of coming from, the general vicinity.
Yeah, the Espire is, man, it's just got such a long way to go. I think it's a little Stockholm syndrome at this point, where every time I drop into Espire, I know it's going to be bad, and so the little improvements make me go, oh, it's much better now. But I'm like, it's much better than what it was, which still is very below average. Espire is just not a very good game. It's not fun at all, and there's no reason to be stealthy in it, which is the worst part. You just run around and shoot the fuck out of everybody, and it's the most fun you can have in that game.
Yeah.
Am I back?
You are
Guys,
back.
am I back?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You're back. I
yeah,
will
it's
say,
just-
Dave, before you left, sorry, AJ, before you left, you were frozen with this pose where you had really nice posture, and I wanted to compliment
Oh,
you on
nice.
your posture. Then
Did
I
you take a
realized you were just
screenshot?
frozen. No.
Oh, nah, man.
I was like, man, I
My
wish I
posture
had
is-
good posture all the time.
My posture is very bad.
Yeah,
When I
but-
work, I'm like, so here's my chair. I'm like sitting like this the whole time. It's got a back to it. I could sit like this and just chill, but I'm always like hunched over like a fucking goblin the whole time.
So dare I say,
No.
in my opinion,
don't dare it.
you guys don't have to share the same
Double
opinion.
dog
But in my
dare.
opinion, if they get the sound fixed and the lighting fixed, I think maybe I could recommend it. I can't promise it would be an amazing game. The problem is the game design itself. Like you said, they can fix the AI all they want, but there's just so many spots where it's like this doesn't really feel good for being stealth. Like the persistence. If you guys are looking for like the definitive
So good.
stealth game, play
Absolutely.
the persistence.
Yeah.
I cannot like
And the replay value on
recommend
that
that
is like insane.
Really
You can
good.
just play it forever. Like
Right.
you can just keep getting better
It's
and
a
unlocking
full-length
stuff,
game.
and it's different every time. Like, yeah.
But yeah, just would absolutely recommend persistence over it. But I hope they continue to work on this, get it to where it should be, because there is some fun. There is some fun to be had in it for sure. But
I
it needs
I
a
like
lot of
climbing
work.
walls.
Like
Yeah.
even I like climbing walls, but until you get to a ledge, and then you have to like find that
Yep,
spot
shove it down.
in between the ledge where it's like it goes like and it like lifts you up or whatever.
I mean, climbing walls alone does not make a good game because
No.
nobody liked Crisis on the Planet of the Apes, and
Right.
that was just climbing and shooting.
That wasn't terrible.
Although that
No, that was
I
terrible.
actually thought it had the best cover mechanics. Some
Yes.
of the best cover mechanics I've ever seen in a VR game, and I wish more games would use that.
No, it's great because you just pull the world when you grab onto a desk.
Yeah,
and
you just pull yourself up and you shoot, and then you pull yourself back down and you're shooting around the corner.
Yeah.
You can like one hand an assault rifle because you're a giant ape.
Wasn't it $5? Like, wasn't it super crazy cheap?
I don't know why people gave it so much shit, honestly, but
The locomotion system wasn't so high, and
this thing, yeah.
at the beginning, wasn't there no option to turn? It was
Didn't they
something-
patch? They patched it, I think, to add like different locomotions. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Of course, another example of too little, too
Too
late.
little, too
It's
late.
like, fucking
Nobody
come on,
cared,
devs,
yeah.
get your shit together and have it ready for release. Otherwise, it gets a bad impression, and then we don't care what happens afterwards. I care what happens afterwards, but most players are like, I tried it at launch, didn't like it, deleted it, moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Sonic asks, but what if we can't handle horror? We'll be too scared to get our stealth fix for persistence. You think it's too scary?
I mean,
I think
it's a big step down.
Scary. It's stealth horror. It's not a survival horror the same
Right.
way as like
It's-
Resident Evil, but it is got some scary sounds.
The end of deck
very
one
dark.
is pretty terrifying,
Yes.
and then there's some like jump scares throughout the game, but that's basically it. Like it's otherwise pretty action oriented, pretty
I
stealthy.
mean, the atmosphere is very spooky. Everything is just like broken and dark, and
Well, and that's the problem is like later in the game, after you get past deck one, you'll be walking and a random vent will explode.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like I don't know how many times that scared me. Or like when I Ivy sermed a what you call it, one of the witches or whatever, the weepers, and she would like teleport around, and she scared me probably more than anything else. In
and
that
she was on your side at that.
and she
point.
was my companion, and she scared me more than anything. So it's kind of like
Well, I could
scary,
say that
but you
about
laugh
some
about it.
relationships I've been in. They were my companion, but they scared me more than anything else in the world.
Yeah, but yeah, I just when it comes to being the definitive stealth game, I just can't recommend persistence enough.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, this was a game that came out. I don't know what, like a year and a half.
2017,
Was it no
summer
20,
2017.
2017?
No,
This came out.
2018.
Yeah,
no,
that's
2018. Whatever the same year as Moss.
Can I look it up?
Whatever year
Yeah,
that
please
was.
look it
Cool if I
up.
look it up.
But and obviously at the game at release it was a great
It was
game.
2018. Yeah, it was
Perfect.
2018.
And then since then they've patched in a bunch of extra modes. There's a lot more stuff to do in this game than there was before. They just announced that they're going to do That Perp is going to publish this physically over the summer once the Switch and Xbox One versions are ready. So all of those are going to have physical releases as well. And that's also going to coincide with the non-VR version on PlayStation VR. And so if you already own it, then you'll be getting a free patch for non-VR. But if you buy the physical version, that patch it'll be on the disc, I'm assuming, at that point.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It is weird though, because it already came out physically for the PlayStation 4, so it's one of these weird things. But whatever.
Right.
You got to give love to Fire Sprite Games, man. They're making some good shit over there.
All right, so moving on, we'll keep an eye on Espire 1. It's not the patch, like I said. If it gets the sound, they need to fix the sound, and they need to fix the lighting, which they actually said earlier they're working on the lighting. They fix these two things, maybe goes on a sale, then I can recommend it. It's not like the greatest stealth game ever, but it's like there's still some cool things about it that you could maybe like.
Ow, fuck you, it hurt!
And that comes from Joe Grover with a $10 donation. Says, you homies still planning to do the Separation live stream? If yes, do you have an idea when? So we talked about this earlier, that we want to eventually go into a spoiler cast about Separation because there's some awesome spoilers to talk about. I don't think we're going to do it today. We're probably going to wait for the next patch. Recluse Industries tweeted earlier today that he has... he said update 1.03 is almost ready. That it will have smooth view, rotation option, joystick control of levers, increased view distance by 75%.
That's insane.
That is a huge increase.
It already had a pretty good draw distance.
Yeah.
Like you can see the crows from way off. Like
right. And I think that's pretty cool too, because I actually thought the way that this game did handled pop-in was really well. Like you never notice, there's never like stuff just like pop, 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 pop as you get closer. I thought that was something he already did pretty well with that. So a new music track, improved French translations, and fixed the Crow Vision unattainable trophy.
Nice. Yeah, this is obviously, we've talked quite a bit about Separation. You guys should know at this point how much we love this game. But Dave spent some serious time with this game last night, Dave, and
I had gotten to the point where I was like, okay, this seems kind of interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. And you guys had both beaten it at that point. And I was like, okay, well, it sounds like they really like it, but I don't see it yet. Then when I started to get a little further and it opened up a little bit, I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this game.
Right.
There's so many, I mean, it's got that Shadow of the Colossus Ico kind of feel to it where it's just like very, what's the word? It's like very melancholy and it doesn't tell you what to do. And the sense of scale is incredible. Like you look up at these giant structures and everything is just so perfectly, like architecturally, the ruins look so good.
Right.
And it conveys this sense. There's a feeling to it with the music when it kicks in and stuff too. This kind of isolation, but it's like so good. And it really opens up. And the spoiler cast will tell you guys some more shit, but it's not just you walking around turning levers. There's certainly more to it than that.
Yep, a little bit more. Okay, so thank you for mentioning that, though. And so basically, we had, thanks to Inu-chan, PSVR Gaming, one of our subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much. Basically, told Brian about a German PS blog that had an update on a game, Brian.
This was really strange, right? Because Inu-chan, sent me a comment on, I think, PSVR this week, saying that the German PlayStation blog, which I don't check ever, right? German PlayStation blog. Sometimes I check the European one. I always check the North American one. And the German one had a different article than one we'd ever seen, and it was from a month ago saying, here's some upcoming PlayStation VR games you should be excited about. And one of those games that they talked about was Starchild. It's like, and they just gave it like this big release window of 2020. It was like, okay, so that's still a thing. Like the devs like really aren't talking to anybody right now. They're not responding to DMs or emails like they were when we first thought this game was canceled. So it's interesting to see this pop up on the PlayStation blog as a game that's still coming out, and it's updated enough to say it's 2020.
Right. They only have a budget for a German release. They're not going to release it worldwide. That's all they
Yeah.
can swing.
The description says the Starchild sci-fi action platform gives you the ability to change the world around you, and that's necessary too because if you don't do something right now, evil aliens will soon take over the planet.
Oh wow!
By bringing the individual aspects of the levels to life with your character, you can take on the attackers and declare war on them. Sounds like a much different game than what I remember playing. As far as I remember from the Tribeca Film Festival in 2017, Paul Bettner said that it's a very story-driven game. So I hope things are going well. They never said that this game was canceled. I know a lot of the team left or was let go and stuff, but yeah, they never officially said this game was canceled. So who knows? It could be making a comeback this year, which would be great.
Yeah, in fact, they said it. They never said it was canceled. In fact, they went out of their way to say it's not canceled when people's pre-orders got removed from when it got delisted from the PlayStation Store, and then everyone got a notification that had pre-ordered it saying, "Here's your money back. The game's canceled." And then Playful was like, "It's not actually canceled. It's not. It just things changed.
It just didn't meet the deadline. There's a window that they have to meet for that pre-order."
Right, and so they went out of their way to say it's not canceled, and then when the layoffs happened and they got rid of like 75% of the workforce over there, we of course were reaching out and saying, what is the future of Starchild? Can you give us an update on this? And as far as I know, no one got a response from Playful. So seeing anything that says, "Hey, Starchild is still a thing," is pretty good news. And you got to figure at this point, It's been in development for so long, it had to have been almost done by the time those layoffs happened.
I'm hoping this pulls a Golem situation where it just disappears for a long time and then just pops up out of nowhere. And then, we were just talking about Form, how we mentioned that forever ago. And then now it's popping up and it's coming out in a couple weeks. So I'm hoping to see something like that. I guess the only thing I'm curious is, like, will it be a PS5 title as well? Like, who knows? But I know they've been really successful with Super Lucky Tail. Glad to hear that. So they're not in danger of, like, closing or anything. But yeah, we'll have to see when it comes to this game what they're going to be able to deliver, and I hope it does because a lot of people are excited for this game.
So this is published by Game Trust, and if you guys don't know, Game Trust is the publishing arm of GameStop. I think that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had also done Into the Deep. No, that's not the name of it. Something.
No, I know the one you're talking about. Song of the Deep.
Yeah,
something close to.
Which is probably a smart move. It probably brings some income in when they're not doing so well as far as retail is concerned. But if you go over to the GameStop website, you figure this is the most reliable source of information for a release date, and you search for Starchild. Xbox One and PlayStation 4 both come up as placeholder date 12/31/2020. So they've still got it listed over there as well. So
wait, so it's coming to flat screen on Xbox also?
So that's been a thing that as far as I was concerned, when it was first revealed, I was pretty sure the only platform it was announced for was PlayStation VR. And so in my head, part of this huge delay, the reason we didn't see it for so long was because at a certain point, somebody said, maybe it was Game Trust, they said, "You're not going to make any money if you just publish this on PlayStation VR. You need to make a non-VR version for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One." And I'm assuming that this is where part of the delay came from. It's just conspiracy.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, conspiracy theory in my own head here that I'm like voicing, but that it makes sense to me. So hopefully it makes money. Hopefully it does come out this year. I think it looks cool, man. The demo was fun. I just don't know how much.
I love that demo.
Yeah,
I love that demo. That and Moss were like my jam.
All right, before we move on, guys.
Time for Tree Guy.
Ow, ow, ow! Fuck you, ow!
Dave, you want to cover this one? AJ and I have been reading all these.
Sure,
things.
I haven't done one yet. Joshua McCrory donates $4.99, almost a whole $5,
Almost.
And says, "Community is great. Thank you for all the work you guys put into this community." Thank you for being part of it, Josh. That's the whole thing. We need cool people like you to hang around for it to be a good community. So you guys are all great.
This is without a doubt the best online community I've ever been a part of, man. And they're so awesome. I get distracted looking at the chat all the time. But yeah, thank you so much for the donation.
I'm not sure how we got such a good community because I'm such an awful person. Like
you're not that bad.
You would think nice people attract nice people, but I'm like the worst person on the face of the planet, and like I'm just surrounded by nice people. You guys are wearing off on me.
You've got a good what's the word to say it?
Oh God, maybe we shouldn't say it.
It's misleading because you tell everyone that you love them, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh, he loves me," and in reality, you're just like, "I fucking hate everybody in the world."
In reality, I'm a sociopath.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
not even close.
We know this to be partially true.
Not even
I
close.
cry every day. I don't think that's a sociopath type
Sociopaths
quality.
don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes an advertisement will hit me a certain way, and I'm like, "Fuck you, advertisement! You're not. I'm not supposed to tear up right now. I'm watching cable."
It's never during things where I should cry at. It's never during like sad parts of a movie. It's like
Yeah,
I'm in the middle of an
exactly.
iCarly episode and I'm like,
Why did that hit me so fucking hard?
Swords of Gargantua got a new
damn it, AJ,
Trailer.
keeping everybody on track.
on
Man.
PSVR, and
Oh,
I
there's a
mean,
new trailer?
obviously,
God damn it.
there is a new trailer.
Here, let me download the new trailer.
and it has gameplay footage of. They kind of went like they actually did this trailer pretty legit. If you remember the Skyrim commercial where the dude's like sitting in his like flat or his apartment, whatever you want, condo, and he's like playing the game, and he ends up like getting pulled out the window by the dragon. They kind of went for one of these. I think it was a good call. But they have this dude. They have like people playing and showing off gameplay. This is all PSVR footage, obviously, because they're going back and forth between showing the move controllers. And yeah, this is a game that I'm very, very excited for. We've talked about before. They show like katanas, maces, different weapons, and they show that there's a leveling up system. And this does include the Tesseract and Abyss missions, which is like what I was hoping gave this a little bit more of a dungeon crawler experience. And it's 4-player co-op confirmed.
All right, finally the trailer's coming up here. I have not watched this trailer. Dude's got nice hair though. like maybe that'll be my next haircut once I grow it out. Swords of Gargantua. I'm watching this in real time, so I'm going to comment as I watch it. What's the locomotion system in this game? Do we know? Is it just like you run around full locomotion?
It's supposed to be full locomotion.
Yeah, it's full loco.
Nice, cool.
Full loco ese.
This is Do you think this is going to have like kind of a golem like combat? Do you think it's going to be that well implemented?
I don't know.
Probably
if it's gonna
not.
Not many things are going to be able to get it to the T like Golem does, because Golem is so slow, like that it actually helps the gameplay and it makes it feel like more weighty because of how slow it is. So it feels more impactful. So everything I've heard about this game is that, like, I've heard mixed things. A lot of people like it. This game, to me, I don't care what anyone else thinks. This is like the kind of game that like I love, that I will spend at least 20 hours in a game like this, leveling up, getting all the weapons I want. If I see like great swords and stuff, I want that. And yeah, this is a game that I will absolutely be into, even if it's not super popular.
In the word is that this 4-player co-op they're talking about, that's the full campaign. You can go through the whole thing with friends.
There's like there's like arenas, and then there's like giant bosses that you fight, like huge bosses.
All right.
On PSVR, they're gonna have 4-player.
I mean, this is the
Yes.
PSVR trailer, and they are saying
4-player.
4-player co-op.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I sense a live stream in our future.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I feel kind of the same way Justin does. Last time I played this game, I wasn't digging it. It's kind of stale.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. From my experience with it, it's on Quest, so I don't know. It's I'm not too excited about it, knowing what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I mean, I will be. I mean, the only thing that really excites me about this is, AJ was listing all the things that he's excited for. The only thing that excites me about this is the 4-player co-op, to be able to jump in here with you guys and be able to play this and level up together and be like, oh, look at the sword I just bought. This is so cool. But the game itself, I will say that every trailer I've seen so far, it kind of like these big empty arenas and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I want some Bushido Blade stuff where it's like,
Right.
Oh yeah, no, that's not this. Definitely not.
Where the
this.
environments like play a bigger role, and like you can actually maybe hide from your opponent and jump out and sneak attack them. And I don't know. This is just the arenas here just don't seem like they play a part in it at all. I don't want to just run around in a big empty area hitting somebody with a sword, but it could be more fun than I think it is. It's totally possible.
Yeah. But okay, so Waltz of the Wizard got an update. This came out of absolutely nowhere by Alden Dynamics Studios, and it basically increased the frame rate to 90 frames per second. And it added the most significant thing about this is that it added a scavenger hunt, Brian.
I've heard. I desperately wanted to show this off the other day. Was it yesterday? That sounds right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. I got into the game. I started a live stream up, and the very first item I picked up crashed the game, which was unfortunate. I'm sure it was just a fluke. So
I didn't have any crashes.
That's good to hear. But then I was like, okay, cool. Well, the live stream's still running. Let's get in there. And then my graphics card or my capture card crashed, and so I wasn't able to keep the live stream going. And at that point, I was like, well, this is like the universe telling me just to go to bed. I'd been up for like a whole day, and so I haven't played it. I'm very excited to play it because this was a fun game. It was like $10, right?
Yeah. I think it was like 10.
Yeah, and it was, and even in my review, I remember being like, so much fun stuff to do, but I just want them to keep adding to it because it's that kind of game where you can keep adding to it. Just the way that everything is implemented, just pick up things and like warp to different like worlds and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, it's $14.99.
Is it $14.99?
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like they raised the price on us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but this is more of like an experience. I'll tell you what though. So it is cool to do the scavenger hunt basically without spoiling anything because some of you might actually have this or want to get it eventually. You find something in the room and it gives you a clue and then you just keep following the clues and it makes you do all sorts of stuff. By the end of it, I was like sitting there basically spanking an egg.
What?
You will end up in some odd situations that you could never predict that you would find yourself in. But yeah,
that's not the kind of waltz I would expect a wizard would end up. I
was spanking an egg. I was. I'm trying to think of all the weird shit I was doing to during the scavenger hunt. I'll tell you what though, I don't know if they actually added some powers to this spells. These may have been there, but I just really like the spells they have in this game where you can pick up stuff and like move your hand left and right and like it's like almost like using the force or something. You raise your hand up, press the trigger, and like these chairs, these eggs, all these things just float in the air, and then like wherever you want to point them, they go. And I love that in this game. I love messing with the spells. They're really done very well for an experience, I think.
Hey, everybody in the chat is saying I feel like they raised the price too. I just went and checked my original review, and they did in fact raise the price by $5.
By $5.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good move.
Is that worth?
No, I mean I haven't played it. AJ, is it worth an extra $5?
I didn't play it either, so yeah, that's my main question.
SB says, speaking of bugging out, not heard AJ's mic drop out for a couple of weeks. Has he changed something? We did. We figured out the mic issue. I needed some kind of custom setting to get my mic to stop cutting out, and we did it. It. Thank you for noticing.
With like weeks of experimentation, being like, is this what fixes it? No. Is this what fixes it? No. Every single person had a suggestion. We tried every single suggestion, and none of them worked. So I'm glad you finally got that working.
But yeah, I can't believe they upped the price on this. I haven't finished the scavenger hunt. I did get stuck at one point, but I'm a little surprised by that because this was a lot easier to recommend at $10.
Yeah.
But because I think it's a really cool experience.
Yeah. This is what. So what I like is that anybody who bought it for $10 got this as a free update. This is sort of the Crisis Brigade model, right? Where they gradually increase the price little by little by little. But anyone who bought it at the original price, this is kind of like the early access model, and I like that. So I like that everyone who bought it for $10 and showed their allegiance early
Gets rewarded.
got rewarded for it. But it's the same way I couldn't really quite recommend it for $10 is now the same way I can't really recommend it $15. I don't care what. Again, I haven't played it, but based on what AJ's told me, based on all the patch notes that I've read, I'm like, it would have been a great thing to do to add a bunch of free content and have kept the price the same and then made it really worthwhile.
Right.
But this is like, man, they keep pushing that price up. Even Crisis Brigade started at $6 and it's only at $9 now, right? So
Right.
After 3 updates, yeah.
Right. So starting at 10, which was a little expensive, and then going to 15, it's rough, man. You really, I don't know. Everybody's different.
I would say I mean, based on my experience with the game, I'd be fine with passing on it for 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Really?
can't. I'm excited to spend more time with it though. We'll see what happens.
I will say they do need to add smooth turning though. It's not a quick game. It's not an open world game. Like, that was the one disappointing thing to jump back in and be like, oh yeah, it doesn't have smooth turning. It has smooth locomotion where it's like you don't have to just teleport around. But I just hate having. I'll tell you what I hate about click turning, man, is that like I have to press the turn button like 5 times to turn around to where I want to go. And it's like so much easier just to press it once, hold it, and then let it go. Like it's just annoying as hell. And so that would be my biggest complaint about the game, really, is that. But I think it is a really cool experience. I love that little section that you go to, and there's actually like some combat in there. It's not like great or anything, but it's cool. It's a cool surprise. And yeah, I definitely want to finish the scavenger hunt, but I'm stuck.
Let me ask you this: in the patch notes, they said they added full locomotion or full movement to all of the places you warp to, and because a lot of them you would warp to, and then like you were on this big bridge over a giant pit, and you just had to stand there and you couldn't move around. So,
Right.
did you experience any of that? Because I'm curious to know like what if there's a reason to walk around, or if they actually did implement that ability.
I didn't actually travel there. I was following the scavenger hunt, and you didn't have to go there, so
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I want to check that out. I'll be checking it out. I'll probably do a live stream at some point tomorrow.
All right. So we have another game that got recently announced during PAX, and it's called Unbinary, which is another VR puzzle game coming to Oculus, Steam, and PSVR. And the interesting about this game is it was actually completely drawn with Oculus Quill, which I
I've
guess
seen
is,
really cool stuff with that on Twitter. People post stuff they've made with it.
so it has like a cool art design and stuff. But yeah, this was shown off at PAX, and yeah, it's I don't know. This one doesn't really look like it's for me, but it looks like it'll be decent, and I'm definitely very interested in the art style. The art style looks really good.
In this PAX video, they're not even showing footage. They're just talking, and there's footage in the background, and I can barely tell what's going on. Oh, there's a little bit of it. I see.
What's the PAX video?
Yeah, where Dave? Do you have a link for that? Because I can't even find it.
I don't think I can post links in the
their
chat,
name?
can I?
What's their name so I can give them credit?
Can you
for
just email it to me real
finding that?
quick?
Yeah, sure. It's Rendered Reality is
Rendered
the one
Reality.
that has. Yeah.
Thank you guys for covering this while you were there.
Oh, rendered reality. I did see this video, and I didn't.
There
see
is
a lot-
actually a little bit of footage in it, but it's not much. I can't
Well,
tell
they have
what the
they have
gameplay is about.
they have like their own trailer for it, but yeah, there should be just like its own trailer. But I know Rendered Reality had that as well.
I have to wonder what their choice was calling it unbinary instead of non-binary, because unbinary is not a word, but non-binary is a word. So I wonder if they just didn't know that, or if there's a specific reason that they chose to go with a made-up word.
I'll tell you, even when you search for Unbinary VR trailer, the number of things that show up that have nothing to do with video games.
I put in unbinary, and it's the first thing that came
Just
up for me.
Unbinary VR. Just try that. But anyways, it's developed by Ludact, a Brazilian-based studio. This information I'm getting from Art Hands VR, and it says it's said to be a pizza adventure game.
I love it.
That's got to be puzzle adventure.
Nope, it's pizza.
No,
You heard it here
it's a
first.
puzzle. I don't see any pizza in this
That's-
trailer. It's
I'm
all puzzle.
so disappointed. I was raised up and just to be fucking
I mean,
shot down.
if it was a pizza adventure game, it would definitely sell more. But there's 7 physics-enabled interactive levels. So it's supposed to be kind of like going into worlds and messing with stuff is supposed to make it kind of fun, which a lot of people like physics. I think physics are like, a big seller for people.
Physics are good. As long as there we go. Oh, now we have the trailer running. It's like now this conversation's over.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't prepare for the show like I should have. AJ was like, make a better thumbnail. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to have any of the trailers ready. And he's like, but make a better thumbnail.
Make a better thumbnail. Rule number 1.
That's all I do around here is make thumbnails.
Yep.
Yeah, this looks good. Stuff, no pizza. Real disappointed.
I'm definitely more looking forward to Form, but this looks like I like indie games too, so we'll see. If it's from Polish Paul, it's a puzzle adventure.
Puzzle.
I know the way he says stuff cracks me up so much.
Yeah, this I got to be honest. Like this does look more my speed than
Really?
Games Form, and it's only because I mean look, there's like climbing and there's it's grounded. I like abstract things, but man, it's like I feel like. Abstract stuff's like that stuff that's not really grounded in reality. It's like, hey, here's a thing floating in space. I'm like, all right, but this has you actually like going from puzzle to puzzle, like moving along in an environment. It just seems like more of a cohesive world. I'm excited to play both of them, but this one definitely looks more my speed, even though the budget on it doesn't look incredibly high.
Yeah, I really like the look of the characters and like items that you're interacting with, like the little things you're puzzling up against. But the stages are really bland looking. It's just like a line and plain white and a line and plain white. And I feel like they could use a little bit of their artistic ability to like texture the wall or something, or, do something beyond just like flat white for everything. It looked kind of boring environmentally.
Right.
Everything else looked really cool. The environments looked boring as hell. But I like the character animations and stuff.
Might suffer from the same issues as Chroma Gun, where it's just like, level 3 looks shockingly similar to level 1.
Yeah, it's even flatter looking because it's literally just white.
Oh, it's I mean, it's cel shaded to a new level here.
Yeah,
SP says Portal Cube sold. I wouldn't fall for that trick again. I would definitely wait for a review.
It's trying to be Portal, just like Chroma Gun was.
Yeah,
because
that did not work out that well.
If you read the description in the trailer, they're like, there's a dubious AI trying to put you through experiments.
Right.
Like, okay, well, that's Portal. Okay.
It's no longer being inspired. It's being just totally ripping things off.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a giveaway.
Oh, good.
Get to Brian. What are we giving away?
What are we giving away?
Some lucky folks this week.
To not some lucky folks, to one lucky person, we are giving away a North American key for Freediver, Triton Down by RPX.
Nice.
That's a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
Very fun.
All right, so should I pick it?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely. Or do you already have it ready to go?
No. I do not have it ready to go. If you want to pick it from PSVR this week. And while Dave's picking, I want to make something very clear, because I saw this a couple times in the comments. People are like, oh, it's a shame I don't live in North America. But you should all have North American accounts by now. Go on your PlayStation 4, create a North American account, because the number of times people weren't able to play Home Sweet Home if you didn't live in North America. People weren't able to play Summer Funland if you didn't live in North America. Golem's still not in Australia. Dude, go create a North American account. It's super crazy easy. The only thing that's difficult about it is having to charge that account up with money, because you can't just use your PayPal or credit card. You actually have to go buy a North American gift card. But they're so easy to find. AJ, what's the place you always use?
CGM. If you need help finding a place to
buy
buy
I use too.
I always use Play Asia, and then if that doesn't work, then
too.
I use the one that AJ just recommended.
So when he says CGM, it's not the letter C, it's the word C, SEA, and then GM. That's the one I use too.
So it's all you have to do is buy gift cards for North America from there, and then redeem that key. And then suddenly you've got a charged up North American account. Never wait for a game again. I feel awful every time I see a comment from people saying, "I can't wait for this to get to Europe," and just knowing in my head it's going to be fucking months, right? Because when things don't get to places on time, usually they're delayed for quite a while. So don't wait for a game ever again. Every giveaway that we do, I try to mix it up and give European keys away. I try to give North American keys away. Gift cards, I try to do my best to make sure it's in your region. But man, sometimes it's North American keys, sometimes it's North American gift cards. So make sure you have a North American account, and you can all participate. Everyone.
All right. Good luck to everybody. We got to keep rolling.
We got a winner. We got a winner. I got a winner right now.
He's just like, shut the fuck up, Brian. We got to get there.
I will too.
All right.
Staring at the camera, like, how many times is he going to say to make a North America account? Just do it,
Lots.
Okay.
They don't listen to me, though.
We've got the winner. Any kind of drum roll you guys want to do or anything like that? Or
AJ, I'm on you for this one.
A purr.
Per roll.
Good enough. The winner is Go Away. I love it.
Go away.
Covert looks so cool. Games like that and Smush TV. we need more local VR games. And they say their PSN is Hendrix579. So I will send that to you in the chat.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations, Go Away.
We need people to buy more local VR games.
What's his name again?
Yeah. Go Away.
Go Away. Congratulations on winning the
Congratulations.
key, for Freediver. Writing down. I'll definitely send you a message on the PlayStation Network later. Please make sure that your privacy settings are off to allow people you're not friends with to allow you to send you messages, because so many times I go, well, trying to send you a key and I can't. All right, let's move along because I know that we're very, very busy around here.
All right, so we got an update from the Sirento devs over at Mixed Realms, who basically checked in and said, we are building our second VR game and we would love your feedback. I love when developers do this, basically being completely transparent. And they talked about what their next game is going to be and how it's going to be similar or different from the first Sirento. And yeah, there's actually a form you can go fill out, like a Google Documents form, which I'll actually post in the Discord. And yeah, they basically said that it's going to be another combat focused game, but they want to make everything bigger and better. They did say what I loved about this actually was how much they were critical on themselves, on Sirento themselves, and just very honest about it, because most of us enjoyed Sirento, but everybody saw that it had issues. But they basically said that they're not good at story writing like stuff. So what it sounds like they're going to try to do is expand the AI, or like advance the AI, expand the levels, expand the weaponry, stuff like that, and just try to make more of a visceral combat game with deeper. And like they basically said, they could have, instead of doing the story, they could have made more enemies. They could have made this and that. But yeah, you'll have to go read it because it's really excellent, and you get to share your own feedback with it.
Put me down!
Who's that? Who do we got?
I don't know.
That would be Matt Guyver's cousin himself, Hugh Guyver, with the 10 donations. Says, going to watch later, just dropping in to donate to the Brian Paul Pizza Fund. Rawr.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Hugh Guyver.
The pizza fund is dwindling.
Dave Page and Decepticon are in the chat. They say, love Sirento. Sirento. Everybody loves Sirento.
Sirento's great, man. Sirento's great, but they're absolutely right. You know, they know the stuff they're not good at, and they want to improve. I love it.
Here's the thing. Justin says, and I agree with this, hire a writer. Just hire somebody to fucking write a story for you. And
yeah. I still, in the feedback that I posted, I still put that I would love to see like more of a story with this, because I'm very much a single player campaign kind of guy where, you know, it just feels like you're working towards something. But
well, also the story that you could do being a campaign in a cyberpunk ninja world would be so fucking cool.
Right.
Like, you could, if somebody's a decent writer, you give them that premise, they'll give you something, you know.
Yeah, Delirium Drew said Sirento game modes all felt the same. That's the problem, is that all the modes, they have, like, all the content was like, it appeared to be there, but it was just the same thing over and over and over, just slightly different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will definitely go and post in the Discord this form so you guys can fill it out and give your feedback. It's only for like if you played Sirento, though. It's not if you didn't play it. So if you didn't play it eventually. Hopefully you picked it up on sale when it was on sale recently.
Yeah, what was that going for on sale? Because it's almost $40 when it's not on sale.
It's $37. Too much for $37.
Yeah,
it's hard to recommend it at $37, but it's still good.
It's great, man. Absolutely. Joshua McCrory says, it's a 3D rudder useful. Can most games use it? And the answer is no and no.
Yeah.
Moving along. Let's move along.
That's a good way to put that to bed.
At this point, everybody knows how much I fucking hate the 3D rudder.
Well, yeah. Nicholas was here earlier. I wonder if he's still hanging around.
Maybe.
All right.
It's a
I'll send you
personal
a
thing,
message
though.
afterwards.
So Perp Games has a couple games that they are publishing, bringing to physical form. You already mentioned the Persistence earlier, but they have more. They have recently partnered with the Binary Mill, which I love the Binary Mill.
They're pretty good.
Even though their last game was probably my least favorite, Mini Motor Racing X, it was still very like polished, and there was like some things to like about it. But I love Rush VR, and I'm a big fan of Gun Club VR as well.
Now this was a great move. At this point, these guys are pumping out great games. And as far as I know, Mini Motor Racing X was playable in non-VR as well, but Gun Club and Rush, I believe, are PSVR only. You cannot play them on a flat screen. It's great, man. It's what a great combination between Perp, one of the biggest PSVR publishers, and these guys making awesome PSVR games. I mean, my hats off to both teams. They both. This is a match made in heaven. And being able to put those games up on your wall and being like, hey, I got more PSVR games in my collection.
I might actually buy that Rush VR one because I like that game that much.
Yeah. I will probably pick all these up. PlayStation VR is like the one thing of my PlayStation 4 collection that I'm not selling. And yeah, I love to support these guys whenever possible. Mini Motor Racing X, I still have hope for, because when I reviewed it, I enjoyed getting through it and upgrading my vehicle, but then but none of the races were terribly fun. I feel like if they just like if they added a few weapons or changed out a few weapons in the battle modes, it could have been a lot more fun. But there was something missing. There was like, it's not Espire 1 not fun. It's on the verge of being fun. Something needs to be tweaked, and I can't exactly tell what it is. But I feel like they're almost there with it.
Yeah. Yeah, just something about it was just it was just too repetitive for me, to be honest with you.
I love that there were certain races that I could finish a lap in like 12 seconds, right? Where you're just like, these are tiny little tracks and you're flying around them really, really fast, but everyone looked amazing.
They did look amazing. I probably would have preferred less longer tracks. It's just, I didn't like the format of 1 minute long races and then they just go in like a quick circle and that's it. It's not usually how I like my racing games. And I think that to me was the biggest problem. Having to go in a circle for like 1 minute over and over and over and over.
Yeah, you're a Gran Turismo guy. You want to go on that long ass track.
I want to learn the tracks, Gran Turismo, Dirt Rally, even like touring karts or just Mario Kart. They all have like a long track that you go and there's the street part, and then there's a waterfall you pass by, and then there's this and that. This was like very short levels. But that being said, that's not the only game Perp Games is publishing. They're also publishing Down the Rabbit Hole, which is coming out very, very soon. I think, is that March 26th?
Yeah, and then the Perp physical release is coming out a full month later.
Okay, so Down the Rabbit Hole, and then, as you said before, The Persistence, which is one of our favorite games, PSVR games, period. Can't recommend it enough. And yeah, so good job to Perp Games. I'm sure they're going to have more announcements soon, but love what they're doing over there. Keep bringing PSVR games to physical.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Some people refuse.
Dave Page.
Oh, Dave is one of them.
Dave's definitely one of them.
Yeah. There's people that just refuse to have digital because I think mostly they're afraid that, one day it's going to shut down and you can't re-download them or lose them or something like that, which could potentially happen. But with PlayStation being the way it is, I don't think we live past that happening.
I don't know. It's a strange new world, and in digital as a medium is still very new. Because really it was just last generation that started the digital download craze on consoles, at least, and we don't really know where it's going. It would be nice if PlayStation was a little bit more transparent about it, saying, listen, you downloaded it. PlayStation 4 was not backward compatible with anything really, and so PlayStation 5 saying they're going to be PS4 compatible. I mean, it is just a big question mark saying, are we gonna have the rights to play these games for decades to come or generations to come?
If they told me with the PS5, this would be a huge announcement, and I doubt it will happen. But if they said you can also play all the PS3 games you bought digitally, I would be like, fuck yes, that's awesome. Yeah. Because I have so many in my account.
Oh, yeah, me too.
They're useless because I don't have a PS3 anymore. Well, but I bought them digital, and it's just like they're gone.
You need to put your account on my
Can't access
PS3.
Dude,
I'll keep it safe.
I've said it for a while. If they were able to make PlayStation 5 backwards compatible with PlayStation 1 through 4, I'm like, I will throw an extra $100 at that, right? It's like make a base model that's $500 that's not backward compatible with anything. I'll pay $600 for the backward compatible with everything model. Yeah. All right, moving along down the rabbit hole. It's good, by the way. I can't wait to play that.
Yeah, funny enough, MJ Sparks says I have a kneeling chair that I lay on my stomach on that for Rush VR. How is that? Please let me
Nice.
know how that is. I lost my fan today. My fan died.
I bet that's great.
No.
Yeah, it sucks. That's my immersion enhancer that I love so much. But yeah, so Eclipse VR is I talked to Jonathan Hawkins over there at White Elk Studios and basically informed me that he has listened to community feedback and that they're going to be adding move support to Eclipse VR.
Eclipse Edge of Light with move support. For anybody, for anyone who's played it, they know that you walk around. You can pick up these balls and throw them. What is it? You have a ball and you throw
It's
it.
an artifact
to smash like vases and everything to collect dust. It's a big part of the game, and you're constantly holding the R2 and flicking the DualShock 4 to do that. And but these are also the same people who just brought us Covert.
right
With move controls that you can kind of tell were patched in sort of at the last minute.
Kind of funky move controls.
Right. So, and with a lot of, the move controls in Covert being strange and being similar to the things you're doing in Eclipse Edge of Light, picking up this ball, throwing it at a laser grid or whatever. I'm like, I don't know if that's the kind of move support I want patched into Eclipse.
Yeah, I wanted move support. I put it in my review that I wanted move support, so I don't really care if it's not perfect. I'm glad that I can look down and have two hands and feel like I have two hands using move controllers.
Right.
It's just a standard. It's like immersion 101 by this point. It should be a given. It's way more immersive to have the move controllers than it is a DualShock 4 when you look down and have two hands.
But also immersion 101 should be, if you reach out to grab something, you should be able to reach out and grab something rather than reaching out, then pushing a move button, and then watching an animation of the hand grab something, which is what they did in Covert.
I did not like that.
No, and it's something you get used to, but like you feel like you shouldn't have to get used to it. And if that's what they're doing in Eclipse, I'm like, maybe back off a little bit and figure out how to do it properly. No offense, because I would love a patch that fixed it in Covert to make it a little bit more immersive, a little bit more realistic.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out.
Can this be our segue into talking about Covert?
Yeah, if you want to talk about Covert for a
One
little
sec,
bit.
though.
Yeah.
One sec. Hold on.
Ooh.
Don't click me!
Okay.
That's him. He did
That
it.
comes via Felipe and Selmo Gemio with the 10 donations. Says celebrate that today. US $1 is our $5. Goodbye PlayStation 5 at launch. Crying.
I like that he
Smiley.
gave us the conversion rate in the tip. I like it. Thank you very much, Felipe. Very much appreciate it. Love you very much. Also, though, hit that baby one more time.
Let go of me!
And that's for
Anthony!
That's for Creeper Betty PSVR with the $4.99 donation. Yeah, what up, Creeper Betty? Happy Friday Eve. I like that. Thursdays are definitely Friday Eve. XOXO, love you guys. Mwah! I should actually reach out to my camera and kiss it, but it's too awkward. Thank you very much for the donations, folks. We love you all.
Yeah, SP says nothing is crazier than Robinson not having move support. Your character's holding a move. What? I kind of feel the same. Like, I don't know. I would totally rather have.
Well, they said they were going to do it, but then their studio shut down.
And you haven't tried yet. So you haven't tried Eclipse with the moves yet. So I would definitely wait to see. Obviously, you're using Covert as a comparison, which is fair.
but Covert does so many things. Like it's like the same game engine. I'm assuming there's spoilers, a jetpack. There are so many things and even the jetpack meter, it's all ripped straight out of Eclipse that I can only imagine these. And I love these guys. I think they're making great games, but I can only imagine I don't expect their move support to be any different than the move support in Covert.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Keith Lee, Resident Evil 7.
Astrobot.
Resident Evil 7.
Far point.
What are you fucking this top 20 list up
Fair
for?
point.
Okay, no, Farpoint's just one of my favorites, but
Yeah, Resident Evil 7.
Paper
That's your
Beast.
answer.
Paper Beast.
Whoa,
Astrobot.
whoa, embargo.
I can say it's the best PSVR game.
You can say it's the best PSVR game?
No, I can't yet.
You
I've
can't
only
say
played for like
An hour.
45 minutes.
I'm only an hour, and I won't say anything.
Yeah.
All right. Crytek is not closed, but that studio
No.
has seen better
I bet
days
you they
for
lost
sure.
a lot of
No,
money.
the team, wasn't it the team behind that game?
I want
got
Crisis
shut down?
VR.
I swear to God, I heard that.
There was something. I don't remember the details.
The team behind that shut down.
Yeah. As
There
far
will
as
be no
Robinson
practice ever
goes,
for Robinson.
as far as Robinson goes, do not let the lack of move support deter you from buying that game. If it's on sale, definitely pick it up. Actually, the price dropped permanently, didn't it? It's no longer a $50 game. I think it's 20 or 30. I would definitely grab that.
I have no idea, but you can get it dirt cheap from any used place. Covert came out this week by White Elk Studios, the same people that made Eclipse Edge of Light. Former God of War lead level designer Jonathan Hawkins and his crew. You know what's funny about this game? This game is actually more. It's a stealth game where it's asymmetrical gameplay is the right term for it. But essentially, one person. It is only co-op, by the way. This is not a game you can play single player.
Be very specific about that, because people were asking, can I play it with another PSVR game or online? So while you're explaining exactly what that means, I got to go refill my coffee.
What did you want me to explain?
How it works.
One person's in VR, the other person's on their phone. This game is good in the way that it was designed. I think Brian gave it a 7.3 or something, but it's a cheap game, only like $15. And essentially, one person is in VR doing espionage, doing stealth missions, and there's another person on the phone. You can download it via computer, phone app, whatever. iOS 6 and above, I believe is what it said. And they're basically giving call outs and doing little mini game type stuff on the phone to assist the thief in the VR. And I've got a little bit of a different take on this game than Dave and Brian. They I think had a little bit better of an experience than I did with it.
I mean, I played with you, AJ, more than I even played with Dave. So what we're saying here is I had more fun with AJ than he had with me.
I don't know, but I think I had more fun with this game. And keep in mind, I don't like mobile games. And Jonathan Hawkins actually said that when he designed this game, he wanted to make something that him and his wife could play together. And I think he was very generous in making this as fun for his wife as possible. Because believe it or not, as somebody who despises mobile games, I actually enjoyed the mobile part more than the VR part, which is very strange for me to say. Because you're going from like my favorite thing to my most hated thing. And I think that's just a testament to how fun he wanted to make it. He was likely in the VR. His wife or whatever was on the phone and stuff. But yeah, it's just when you're in VR, you're kind of limited. This is just one of my small gripes with the game. I think it was good overall, and it is very effective for what it does, but it just doesn't do anything more. But yeah, it's I just didn't like being in VR and just having to do every single thing that I was being told to do, and like didn't really have any freedom to like mess around at all. And yeah, I didn't like how I couldn't do what I wanted at all. Like I'd like to do a little bit of something going on in VR while there's stuff going on between us.
It did seem like a lot of the game was the person who was hacking was saying, okay, here's the safe combination. First turn it to 15. Okay, then turn it to 7. Okay, then it was very little of the other way around. It was very little of the hacker saying, go do this because I have this information. It was more of the other way around. But I didn't mind it. I really enjoyed playing through it with you, AJ, and with you, Dave. I had a good time. There were certainly some like laugh out loud moments where it was just like some goofiness going on.
For sure, a couple fun parts for sure.
Yeah,
and I think if you have the right people to play with this, like having some silly fun, I think this is a great couples game especially
Yeah.
because, like, whoever wants to boss the other one around and plays on the phone, I think we'll have a lot of fun with it that way. I know some of the game cats. I know like Rypop and Nick Milo got it, and I'd like to see how that's going with their significant others. But for me and you, Brian, we were kind of like in review mode, and so like I wasn't in the right mindset to like really have like silly fun when I'm like trying to review it. And playing with you, no, like it's hard to play with
Here
you
it
sometimes
comes.
because you're so into like
Oh my
review mode.
God.
That like, yeah, it didn't feel like we were playing it to have fun. It definitely felt like, and maybe it was just me, I was playing it in like review mode, I felt like. So we'll see, but I think with the right people it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience when Brian and I played together. I wasn't feeling like I'm in review mode. I was just trying to experience it, have a good time.
The downside
I agree
of
with a
us,
lot of
Dave.
what you said.
The downside of us, Dave, was that I think when I was the hacker helping you through, I had already played the levels both ways, so I knew
Yeah.
them inside out. So I was just going, okay, go here, okay, go here, pull this, do that, whatever. And I was like very just trying to push you through the level. So
Yeah, but I mean, AJ had that same complaint too. So I think that is sort of inherent to the gameplay. Like, you don't have a bunch of options if you're on the ground in the VR headset. You just kind of have to do one series of things, and the hacker tells you, "Hey, this is the next thing. It's right around this corner. Go do it." It's still fun to be in the VR headset. I had a good time with it, but like AJ said, it's almost more engaging if you're the phone player, which can be good. Like you said, if it's a couples game, it might be good to have that as an option to somebody who doesn't even want to try the VR to have a fun time while you're showing them what VR can be like or something. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Saw Nick's comment in the chat. I
What'd
accidentally
he say?
called his wife his girlfriend the other day.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
He's like, he's like, I won't tell her you said that. But he's like, yeah, I played with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oops, I can't keep
I
track
thought
of everybody's
said,
relationships.
I thought I said significant other. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's his wife, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his wife for sure.
Okay.
I like the communication in this game. The fact that you don't have to be in the same room, the fact that you can play this on your cell phone and just turn on speakerphone, I thought was pretty cool. The communication is fun. There's certain times where you have to push buttons at the same time, and one of you counts down, 3, 2, 1, and then you make sure you do it at the same time. For a mechanic that's as simple as that, it felt really rewarding to nail it. Especially when there's like a lever moving back and forth, and you got to hit it when it's in the green or something. To be able to, was that Dave off camera?
That was
Dave,
not me.
he's not muted. You can't see him, but
I
we
was
can't-
muted. I was fucking muted.
according to
Not muted good enough.
nice. Anything else you want to do while we can't hear you?
Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Lawrence. Okay.
What did Lauren say?
Yeah. So Nick was giving you crap, not me, because you said girlfriend.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I accidentally.
That's what I okay. But yeah, Rypop's actually still playing it right now. Yeah, I agree. Like it's good, but I don't think it's anything like really mind blowing on the VR. It's like very basic as possible on the VR side. It did look a little bit better than I expected though. But it still is like a little cartoony and stuff. And I didn't like how there's the voice is always talking to me. And it's like you're trying to communicate with each other. Why is this radio popping up as well? It's like I don't know why there's like 3 people talking at once, and it's like
Yeah, your tour guide through the game, who works with the Assassin Creed, what the fuck they call it, I don't know, the League of Thieves. Was it? I don't remember. Her name's Stacy, and like so she's on the radio. What is so fucking funny, Dave? What did I miss?
All these comments about my burp. That's it.
So like there's this tour guide you have named Stacy, and she is constantly like on the radio. It's the person that AJ's really talking about, and it doesn't make any sense. Like they should have given you the role of Stacy as the hacker to be like to communicate all these things with the VR player. It seemed really strange to add an extra person in there to tell a story or to walk you through things that one of you could have assumed the role of. I don't know. I don't have any. I don't really have any like major problems with this game. It's $15. It's about 4 hours long, and that's your first time through. I think everyone should play it again with roles swapped to really see what the other person was doing the whole time. And for that, it's a good value. It's definitely a budget game. It definitely has some budget issues. But man, for $15, I had a blast. It was,
Let me tell you what I love about
I would
this
agree.
game.
Yeah.
What I love about this game is that you can play from the mobile phone anywhere.
yeah.
It's not local in that you have to be on the same Wi-Fi or something like that. I'm in Atlanta, Brian's in Boston, and we were playing no problem. The only problems I ran into is because my phone is old, because it's a backup phone because I broke my other one.
Yeah, well, but keep that in mind too. That it says it's supported on the iPhone 6, but we actually had
6+.
levels that were completely unable to be completed because the game would crash in the exact same time every single time. But on my iPhone 10, we had no problems whatsoever in the exact same spots. So keep that in mind. If you have an iPhone 6, maybe you might have some issues.
Yep. All right, but yeah, decent game overall. Grid says better local. I could see that. Like I said, I think
it would
this is
be, but
right, because
yeah.
you're in the same room and
Yeah.
stuff. But all right, so next up, Saints and Sinners. We're going to talk about for a little bit. Their PR listed a word search puzzle on Twitter, actually, and probably other social media outlets, and it had a word search. And the most significant thing about this is that if you circle all the words in it, one of the words is PSVR. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Which was
Very
strange
cool.
that people
But
were
we
getting
already
excited
knew
about
that.
that.
We already knew that, didn't we?
They're like,
Right.
It's confirmed. It's coming to PSVR. And I was like, yeah, it was fucking confirmed months ago. And we've been telling you guys about this on This Week and breaking news reports and talking about it on GamesCast Live. But what
is that news then? What's the news?
Well, it's probably hinting at the fact that it's coming soon, even though it had the kind of vague release window of spring 2020.
Yeah.
Interesting to note. It originally had to
we're
release.
getting towards the end of when does spring end?
So spring starts at the end of March.
Oh, so we haven't even gotten into spring yet.
But their initial release window was Q1 2020, and then they quietly changed it to spring 2020. These two things intersect at the end of March. So it's possible that they just needed some extra time and said, well, maybe it might slip to April or May or whatever. But it's possible we could be seeing this thing like very soon.
They were also recently hiring in LA, I think a week or two ago, for testers for a PSVR version. And they were saying strictly you have to have PSVR experience for you have to be able to play for extensive amount of time, stuff like that. So it looks like they're in the playtesting phase. And that was like a week ago. So my prediction, everyone, I have actually been in contact with these guys, and I got to say, for a company that seems like they were really successful on the PC side and likely going to be really successful on the PSVR side as well, these are very nice people to talk to. I was very surprised by that. Not that I was judging, but usually when a company is doing really well and they have a big game, they are a little bit harder to communicate with. These guys are very professional, very thorough, and very kind. And so just want to thank the Saints and Sinners PR team, as well as Skydance Interactive. They are really good people, it seems like. And I love seeing that even a little guy like me, they talk to like casually. That's really awesome to see. Need more developers like that. But yeah, my prediction, next month, Saints and Sinners
April
is coming out. April, I would say.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I predict.
You got a 1/3 chance of being right. Dave, you got a prediction?
I predict.
No, I was going to do the.
Yeah, hit it
Tree
up.
guy.
Hit it up, man.
Get the bear! Help!
That's from Johnny Rypop, the Stray Cat, one of our awesome moderators, saying, shameless plug here with the Canadian $13.99. Drive Club in March, Rush in April, Wipeout in May, Firewall in June, Sprint Vector in August, and Smashbox Arena, aka Dodgeball Guns, in September for the tournaments. Stay breathtaking, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're not
GameCast games,
if you haven't signed up for our Discord, go join our Discord. The link's in the description, and that's where you get all the information on all of the tournaments. The monthly tournament, Rypop's killing it. The Spark one we just did was awesome. Sorry I didn't get a video up about that. I really wanted to get something edited, but did not. But yeah, there's always a reward, some kind of PlayStation gift card, that kind of deal. Sirens on my end again. Yeah, thank you very much, Rypop. You're awesome. We love you.
Yeah, loves the ride. But yeah,
What's the excitement level on Saints and Sinners?
oh fucking through
Very
the
high.
roof, man.
Exciting.
Through the roof.
Very
It's a
exciting.
great IP. It looks like it's a great game. I've been trying to avoid spoilers at all costs, but what I've seen and heard so far, which is just enough to know that it is very good. And yeah, I can't wait. Really excited for this one. Everyone's excited for this. Who's not excited for this game? Is anybody actually not excited for this game? Because I don't think
There's always somebody. There's always somebody.
June, July. Boy Brown thinks June or July.
Yeah, I'm totally I'm super excited about this. It's been a while since we've gotten, Separation took me a long time to get through, but that was, very much an independent game, and I'm looking forward to playing something with maybe not AAA production values, but very high production values, and it has a long campaign, and this is, it's a zombie game, man. Like, fucking love zombies. I like anything creepy, and so this just has my name written all over it. Probably has your names written all over it as well.
Yeah.
Orseek, you haven't been excited about anything lately.
Is it Orseek again?
Yes, he says I'm not excited, and he says really. He had to clarify because
Yeah,
yes, I
we can't
don't
take his word for anything. Why did you delete Ryan's message? He said it's not.
I didn't.
Good.
I didn't mean to delete that
fucking great.
comment grid.
Hold on. Oh, wait. I'm gonna.
Not good, it's fucking
No.
great.
We meant to delete it, and in fact, we're going to give you a timeout.
Wow.
I don't know what you said, but fuck you, Ryan.
Poor Ryan.
I love you, Ryan.
Orseek
Everybody
knows
go
what's
check
up,
out
though.
VR Grid.
Or
As far as, not this game, but as far as Panzer Dragoon VR, which we need to talk about very soon.
very soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we will talk about that. But yeah, what do you guys think? You guys think we'll see Saints and Sinners next month?
No, not next month.
Not next month.
I think next month, but I'm definitely thinking.
Really? Okay.
I'm thinking the end of next month.
That'd be cool.
And I probably wouldn't have guessed that, but but with that tweet, with the word search and PSVR being there, it's like we already knew it was coming to PSVR. So what are you saying? It's like I'm assuming
Right.
they're going to announce a release date soon, and I don't imagine it being more than like a month out.
They did Upload actually posted a tweet, and they made an article out of the crossword puzzle thing saying we might hear something soon. And Saints and Sinners PR actually retweeted it with some suspicious looking eyeballs and said no comment. So I just feel like they're playing with this right now, and they're trying to get everybody excited, and it's working. Because I am very excited. I was already excited for this game, but yeah, their original plan was Q1, like you said. So I could totally see it being first thing of Q2. That's the name of the game right now. But this game is going to crush it, man. It's going to be so good.
The other thing is like since it's already out on PC VR, they don't have to worry about competing with Alex, right? So they could actually put it out right around that same time. And I know that like the Room VR is coming out on like the same day, I think. But man, if they drop this game, and as much as I'm looking forward to playing the Room, this game will sell like fucking crazy, and will kind of keep people who are unable to play.
I want it to be spread out.
Very excited.
I want it to be spread out for that reason alone. I don't want every single game to be on the same day.
No, of course not. We never want that, especially
like,
as
spread
YouTubers, man. Like we got fucking reviews to take care of.
We take it week by week, man. It's all good. Hit me, Dave.
You can't tweet me anymore.
And that's going to be Scott Gestico with the $9.99 donation. Says it's my 42nd birthday today, and I finally have time off work nights in England, so I had to spend it with the best PR family on YouTube. You guys, Catface with eye hearts. This is my PSN is Harry Fella. PS, do you like my pick?
I love your pick. Adorable.
Yes.
Also,
yeah, man.
also,
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, man.
42nd, man. Big deal. I'm catching up to you. And I think I'm friends with him. Harry Fella sounds familiar. I think I'm friends with him on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, I might be. If not, I got you. I'm copying it right now, actually, and I'll add you on there. But happy birthday to you. Thank you for the kind words, man. This is the greatest fucking community ever. Make sure everybody subscribes to PSVR Without Parole. Join the Discord down below because we
Is the show ending?
a family.
Are you wrapping it up right now?
That's it,
No.
guys. It's been 2
No,
hours.
I'm not.
Let's
I'm
get
just
outta here.
saying this is a wonderful community, and this is like this. I don't know. It's the best people you ever meet in your life. Look at all these happy birthdays in the chat going crazy. A bunch of lunatics we have here, man, and I'm so proud. These are the greatest fucking people ever. And yeah, when you're not allowed to leave your house in a couple months, these are the people you want to have giving you company.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
SB goes, "Happy birthday." Imagine I'm singing that Beatles song. The funny thing is, my dad and I have the same birthday. And so he, like, when I lived at home when I was a kid, he found creative ways to like celebrate. Like I remember him like actually dragging the entire stereo, like with huge speakers, to like the entranceway to our house, where he could actually point them up toward my room on the second floor, and he blasted that Beatles song. So I woke up one day like, I was like, yeah, I'm awake. Okay, enough. Can we celebrate later?
It's pretty perfect though, because he says they say it's your birthday.
It's my
it's
birthday,
my birthday
too.
too.
Yeah. Oh no, he loved that.
he loved that. It's like a dad thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. All right. So should we move on from Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners?
Yes.
Let's go.
I know. Malachowski says, "Don't you dare wrap it up, AJ." Don't worry, man. We still got some cool things to talk about.
We don't wrap
But
shit
yeah,
up.
Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, can't freaking wait, man. Glad to have a full game like that. Crisis Brigade,
Oh, Jesus.
Brian, has been
You're all out of
featured
order.
in your
You're all out of
last
order on the
2
list,
or
man.
3
This week's breaking news reports.
break news report.
Yeah.
Probably more has been featured more times than ever.
Okay.
Just to give an update to everybody, something weird happened. Brian says that he got the update.
So
I didn't. Get
let me
update.
clarify something that I didn't realize until literally minutes before starting the show. When Europe got the update, I checked to see. I was like, oh, maybe the update's out because Europe got it, and we didn't hear that they were like slowly releasing it. So I checked, no update, and I was like, okay. Then we heard, we're slowly releasing the update in all regions. It'll be out, Monday. And then Monday rolled around, I checked, didn't have it, whatever. And then they said next Monday. I was like, okay, whatever. And then the other day, right before I did the breaking news report, I got the update, and I was like, sweet, it's finally out. So I included that as part of the breaking news report. And then everybody's saying it's not out. It's not out. It's not out. I don't know what region I bought this game from because I looked at the North American PlayStation Store and it gives me the option to buy it. And I was like, oh, well, so it's not North American like I thought it was, but it's also not European because I checked 100 times. And so I was like, I have seven PlayStation accounts. I do not know which one I bought it from. I apologize for the confusion, making a already confusing time even more confusing. My bad.
But didn't they say themselves it was going to be this week?
Yeah. They said next Monday, like 3 weeks ago. But we understand, shit happens. It's whatever.
I mean, I know I'm perfect 99% of the time.
I just wanted to show how, I just wanted to point out that, you have flaws. Like, that's all I wanted
Thank
to
you.
do.
I know you're very intense
Bring
on
you
making
down,
sure
bring you
everyone's
down
aware.
back to earth a little bit.
Yeah, my ego's so fucking big I can't even get through the door most days.
A little bit of fucking humility, Brian. Jesus.
Chop those wings. But no, anyways, so Panzer Dragoon.
Hey, wait.
I want to talk about this.
I have the update. It's great. Okay, moving on.
You've played multiplayer.
I'm kidding. I dropped into the lobby to make sure that the patch actually, because the patch doesn't say multiplayer. The patch just is whatever the notes say from the last one. And so it doesn't actually say multiplayer. So I had to actually get into the game and make sure that it was the multiplayer update. And that they changed the lobby completely. And it's obviously a 3-player multiplayer. And so I dropped in and I said, I want to wait for some random players. And I waited for like a minute and no one joined me. I said, fine, I had to get back to work anyway. So I haven't played it, but as soon as it drops, I want to play with you guys.
Yeah, right. No, I'm really excited about that. That should be super fun.
Trust me, Corks, the Game Cat, and Just Incredible VR are all over these guys. It's pretty funny, actually, watching
it's like
this.
a 2-guy team. It's like, oh no, I feel so bad for them.
They are totally bullying them.
Way more people bothering them than they actually have people to deal with it.
Right.
Poor Diego
All right.
and Kano.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, why don't you take this next one?
This one I'm very excited about. Sonic is very excited about this one too in the chat. This is Panzer Dragoon. If you guys know Sega, if you know old, like this is like Sega Saturn and stuff, Panzer Dragoon. These were really, really cool shooting games, kind of like Star Fox, but with a dragon, essentially, is what I would...
On-rails shooters, yeah.
On-rail shooters, yeah. And so they're bringing them back as a VR entry that is called Panzer Dragoon Voyage Record, because every VR game has to have some VR initials in the title somewhere.
It's like the Mario 64 thing all over again.
Exactly, yeah. So within the next year, by March 2021, they plan to release the game for unspecified platforms, but based on Sega's thing in the past, I would have to assume it's coming to PlayStation in some form.
Right.
And basically, it's stuff from the old Panzer Dragoon games made into a new version to fit VR. So it's not a brand new game, but it is kind of, because it's like a remix of all the existing ones. So it's Panzer Dragoon, the second one, and Panzer Dragoon Saga.
In Orda, right?
Yeah, so
also for the Xbox One.
it says just the three:
Okay.
Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, and Saga. So they're going to pick and choose stages from those, put them together into a new game, and it's optimized for VR. It sounds awesome. Apparently, this developer actually already worked on a title like inspired by Panzer Dragoon at an indie game festival, and it got a really big response. People really liked it. So I guess that's why Sega threw it over to them. But if you're like an old Sega fan, we've been saying forever they need to bring more Sega shit to VR. This is
I was
going to
ask you about that.
I love these Unreal shooters too for
We've
VR.
seen Hatsune Miku. We've seen Space Channel 5. There's a possibility of House of the Dead. I mean, House of the Dead looks very
that would be
likely.
incredible.
It looks, I mean, dude, it's got move support. It's on the PS4. It's a company that's made 3 VR games along. Do you think Sega is going a little crazy in on VR and like just licensing their IPs out to companies to test the waters or to bring them back in VR? Because it certainly seems like that to me.
It's absolutely what they're doing. And
God, I'm so glad they are too.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice that they're starting with sort of these, and I don't want this to sound pejorative, but like they're starting with lesser Sega titles, you know, like ones that are, if you're not a hardcore Sega fan, you might not have heard of Space Channel 5. If you're not a hardcore Sega fan, you might not have heard of Panzer Dragoon. You know, this
definitely more people have heard of Panzer Dragoon, I think.
More people than Space Channel 5.
But it's still not as many as like House of the Dead.
Right. House of the Dead, Crazy Taxi. You know, and I feel like they're kind of like, I'm wondering if it's Sega themselves saying, hey, this license is up for grabs for a VR title. Who's interested? I don't know if it's.
I think it's for not just VR titles, because the Panzer Dragoon flat screen thing that they're doing is also licensed out to another developer. It's not Sega in-house. So I think they might just be taking old franchises and being like, hey, who wants to make us some money off of this in a current generation, and kind of kicking it out there to other developers.
But I agree with Brian's point, though. It is weird that there's, you know, what developer wouldn't want to jump on the opportunity to make a jet set radio, whatever you call it.
It's the perfect VR game. It's the perfect fucking VR game.
Yeah,
it would be,
especially since we already have an example of Sprint Vector.
The locomotion,
showing how well it could work. Yeah,
right.
King Spray is a game that people like, which is a VR. You know, it's not on PSVR, but King Spray, that
the graffiti game. Yeah,
it was supposed to come to PSVR. To take those, put those together, and it's cell shaded, which is already perfect for VR. Like, it's a fucking no brainer. I don't know. Yeah. They got to do it at some point.
Yeah, they are really testing the waters, seeing if there's interest in these old games. We'll see what happens with Panzer Dragoon. Saying it's going to be within the next year, I would say if it's not coming to PlayStation 4, it's coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah, same.
So I'm excited, man, because I'm a huge Panzer Dragoon fan. I've got 1 and 2 and Saga on Saturn, and seeing that they listed Saga as one of the games that they're taking stages from, it's like, that's interesting. Also, it's one of the coolest worlds on Sega Saturn. I really can't wait to see this from the inside. And of course, you know, I know it's not the same team, but the remake looks incredible. I've been showing this trailer down here, and if they can, you know, really show some, I mean, Panzer Dragoon Orda on Xbox, the original Xbox, still holds up to this day. If the graphics were even that level in PSVR, I would be fucking floored. So I don't know. I got nothing. Can't wait for this. This is exciting.
It's gonna be awesome.
These are the things, like when VR was first announced, they were like, what do we want in VR? And this is one of them. You know, and the fact that we're finally getting it, it's like totally a dream come true.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to like riding a dragon in first person or something and shooting. Oh God, that would be so cool. And the art style, this game always had a really cool art style with it too.
Absolutely.
And, and Sega arcade gameplay is just really fun, man. That's the one thing I think I like the most about Sega games is the gameplay. It's just so smooth and fluid and fast and simple, and it's just really addicting.
You can't forget that they also have so much style. Like that, plus the gameplay together is this kind of, you can't extract one from the other really sometimes, because like Crazy Taxi is such a cool stylized concept that the concept itself and the gameplay have to be as cool and weird as they are to work together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sega was in that sweet spot back then, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope to see more stuff. I want to see more. This is a good sign. If they're starting with these like more obscure games, this is a good sign that we could potentially get something else, unless the rights to the other ones are like owned by somebody that's got it on lockdown. But I don't think so, considering House of the Dead. But yeah, I'm really, really hoping to see that House of the Dead remake announced. And just for Duran fan, I'm going to give a shout out to Phantasy Star Online too.
Oh, dude,
'cause I know a lot of
amazing.
people-
Oh, absolutely, 1,000%. Yes, please.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, looking forward to seeing this. No platform officially announced for this though. That like you said. So we don't know just yet what it's going to be happening, but what platform. But all right, so last news announcement is going to be Fully a Deir Father, a game that has disappeared for quite some time. It actually got a new trailer. Brian showed it on PSVR this week. And just wanted to gather you guys' thoughts on this trailer. To be honest with you, I thought this trailer didn't really show a whole lot of new stuff, and I don't know.
I'm really happy about that because they're showing these awesome environments. They're showing, some really creepy stuff, and I don't want any more. This trailer is already really long. I don't want to see any more. I'm already convinced. I want to play this game. Don't ruin anything. I'm so sick of trailers that ruin stuff.
He's still Wait, are you freezing?
You froze, but you're back. What's up?
You did confirm with the developer that this is still being released on PSVR and stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not
going to say quarter 1, obviously,
but that's the last time. The last time I talked to them, which was very recently, like a month ago, like within the last 2 months, I should say. I don't want to. I should fact check myself. I talked to him. I emailed him, and he responded. Like the head dude, like talked to me. He's like, "Yep, still Q1, still PSVR." I was like, "Oh, cool, great, awesome." And the fact is like, Q1's almost over, man. Like we've got like 18 more days before Q1's out. Could this game be piled on top of all the other games we got coming for the rest of the month? At this point, I want to say I hope so because I'm ready for it. I don't care. Throw it at me. I'm ready for it.
It looks really good, but this trailer is super, super slick looking. Like way more polished than it could possibly look. It looks like pre-rendered.
Well, don't forget this is coming to PC as well. It's coming to regular PS4. So there's
even on PC, even for PC, this looks a little too good.
Like, but
I
dude,
don't know. That's how trailers tend to be.
Non VR though is coming. So like,
oh, okay. This is
non VR footage, of course. But like,
but they've got the head jerking around like it's in VR, sort of.
Yeah, I could see that being like a head bobbing option for flat screen. If this is VR, man, like even if it's PC VR, you're right. It looks too good to be true.
It looks really cool, like stylistically, and the just the design of everything. So even if it's blurry or not this polished, it should still be pretty cool, I imagine. But
yeah, this one has had a big question mark over it for a really long time. We don't know how long the game is. We don't know how much it's going to cost. Usually when they say, hey, this game's coming and it's $20, we go, okay, expectations are now perfectly set. But we don't know that kind of stuff. Even on this Steam page, where you can add it for your wish list, it still doesn't have a price. So, man, it just looks too good to be true.
It does. But no, I thought the same thing about Home Sweet Home, and Home Sweet Home actually turned out really well. So I'm hoping at least a Home Sweet Home tier game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best case scenario.
I'm just watching the trailer. It's like, screw the show. I'm just going to watch the trailer a few times.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for the news. We got a couple games coming out soon. We're going to have the Room VR, Paper Beast, Down the Rabbit Hole, and Good Goliath actually got its release date of March 31st, same birthday as I think Wipeout Omega Collection and Preda Vendetta Rising.
Okay.
It's probably not
he knows all his PSVR birthdays.
I know a lot of them, yes.
Now,
hopefully that's
without
correct.
saying too much, some of us here have tried a little bit of Paper Beast, which I mentioned earlier. And all I want to say, without breaking embargo, is that it's bonkers. That's all.
Bonkers.
It's bonkers.
Okay, I'm not.
It's bonkers.
Okay.
You're not prepared. You're not prepared for it.
Okay.
If you think you know what this game is, you have no clue.
I'm not.
So
nope. Nope.
That's all I'm saying.
I think that was already too much.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Like Ryan said in the chat, it's only on video footage. I can say this game's bonkers. People have already said stuff like that from demos, sessions, and stuff.
This game, the demo I played at PAX East was bonkers. That's perfect.
Yeah. So Good Goliath comes out March 31st and looks absolutely bonkers. We talked about that game a while back. The developer said we getting in touch with them soon, so hopefully you have some impressions at some point. But there's supposed to be 12 levels in that. But March 31st, save the date. We still have 4 big games this month, and then we're starting off April with Form, supposedly like one of the best surreal sci-fi puzzle games. Guys, it is bonkers indeed. What's going on right now? A couple quick sales before we wrap it up. A couple quick sales to go through. There are a couple games on sale. Most notably, Dick Wild 2 for $9.99. Man, what say you guys?
What was it $20 usually?
Yeah, co-op.
$20
I like
usually.
Dick
Yeah.
Wild too. I'm a fan of Dick Wild too.
Yeah, it's good.
We do aim support, move support.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot
Co-op.
a lot easier than the original, but still a lot of fun. I like the upgrade system. Yeah, I had fun with it. For $10, it's kind of a no-brainer. For $20, I'd be like, I don't know.
Co-op, branching paths.
Yeah.
Upgrade. That's cool.
Star Trek for $17.49. Is that does it usually drop lower than that? Do you know?
I feel like it should have
Would you-
dropped to like at least $14.99 before, but I don't know. I feel like I could get a physical copy of it for $14.99.
I feel like it's just a good game, which is why I wanted to include it because Star Trek is a good game.
It's a great game.
I do think I paid 20 for it, and it was definitely worth 20. So, and then
God,
finally,
what was it at launch? 40. I paid whatever it was at launch.
yeah, it was expensive. It was like 40 or 50.
Ubisoft games too.
And finally, Wolfenstein, probably the weakest on this list, is Wolfenstein Cyberpilot for $7.99, which
That's
I think
a
is a
good price for it. Though. I
Right,
mean, it's
right.
like a week. So, like,
It's an hour and a half, and the gameplay isn't great, but there's some cool moments, and it looks really good. And it's Wolfenstein.
I will
So-
say it looks very good, and there are some cool moments. I 100% agree. For $20, no, but for $8, why not?
absolutely.
$8, it's not too bad. But I would much rather say spend 15 and get like one of these better games going on here, like Separation or something. Get much more bang for your buck there. Not the best sale going on, but I hope to hear some. I hope to hear some more PS5 news soon. Obviously, the world is kind of dealing with a virus outbreak, which sucks, and that's going to affect a lot of things. So we're going to play it by ear, but we're not going anywhere, and we'll be covering everything as it gets announced. And yeah, within the next 2 weeks are going to be holy crap, really busy.
I'll say
One more before we go, guys. One more before we go.
what do we got?
Year Long Shadows, 50 North Korean dollars.
As I was
And he
talking
says-
about this stuff.
Sorry. Thanks so much for dragging me away from the news. I really needed this today. So shut up about coronavirus, AJ.
Yeah, totally. It sucks, man. It's on everybody's mind, and we live in a little bubble. I know Dave and
I was freaking out at the grocery store today, man. I went to get some toilet paper, like I said, but even just like one guy coughed who worked there on the way in, and I like took a longer path around. It was like a tiny. He just went like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Fuck this guy! I'm not going anywhere near that guy."
Oh man,
And I was just like, I don't want to touch anything. I kept trying not to touch my face.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be wild in a little bit here.
yeah.
I mean,
It's all right,
stuff's
though.
gonna get shut down. It's gonna be, but yeah, like we said, we shouldn't dwell on it too much.
Nope.
Like, Your Long
We are
Shadows.
here to bring
We're
the
here
good
to hang out
times.
and not talk about real life.
Nope.
There's
Hell
enough
no.
other places that are talking about it, like the rest of the world. So this will be our tiny little VR bubble.
It's
that we
our,
live
our
in.
little safe haven.
do
But
wanna
yeah,
s-
holy shit.
I do want to say last night I downloaded the newest Dash World beta, and this is definitely a kart game. Obviously, you guys know is coming to PlayStation VR. For a while, it seemed like it was going to be this and touring carts coming out at the exact same time. Luckily, touring carts got ahead of it and managed to kind of secure the conversation long before this made it to PlayStation VR. Guys, once this comes out, I mean, I love touring carts, but this is the kart racing game we've been waiting for. Because I was playing, like I said, beta 3.0 last night, and The weapons feel good. The tracks are everything you want from a kart racer. They're creative. They're very Mario Kart inspired. There's loops. There's secret areas, whatever, to kind of sneak through and get to the end faster. The drifting feels great. The boosting feels great. I still don't have all the weapons down, but man, it is great. And when it gets to PlayStation VR, it will absolutely be my favorite kart racer. I was playing that on Quest, so if you guys have a Quest, ask the devs for an invite to the beta. It is a lot of fun. We'll see how it stacks up though once it gets here.
Before we go, I got another rumor for you, which a rumor I think you'll like. You'll like this one.
I like rumors.
Recently, we
Fleetwood
talked
Mac is
about.
amazing.
We were hearing rumors about 2 Silent Hills games being developed.
Yeah.
And not the most credible source that I'm getting this from. So
we're
take
already
this
off
with a
to a
grain
good
of salt.
start.
Okay,
Yeah, take
where
this
you
with a
get
grain of
from?
salt.
Meet a guy in an alley who handed you a piece of paper that
Yeah,
said,
pretty much. It's the equivalent
Did you
of
say
that.
Diagon Alley?
But yeah, but he
meet
says
a guy in an alley.
he says he's basically saying that he reached out to a few friends over in Japan close to Sony and said yes, both verified this report as true, that we are really getting a Silent Hill game by Japan Studios Project Siren, who made Siren and Gravity Rush, and Kojima Productions is making Silent Hills.
Was there VR
So,
in any of
there's
this,
your
or was it
rumor
just
today.
Silent Hill? No,
No,
VR?
but Silent Hills, no, there wasn't
Just
any
curious.
mention of VR.
I didn't know if I missed that.
But Japan Studio, it's Japan Studios Project Siren. It's an extension of Japan Studio, it sounds like, and we all know who's in charge of Japan Studio. And
Nicholas
Kojima
Sisay.
Productions, I still to this day believe that Silent Hills was supposed to be a VR game and was going to have VR support. So hope for these to be true. This comes from Ryan from Jack of All Controllers, which has been discredited several times.
Okay, cool.
Good. Nothing like a little plug for somebody
absolutely.
who has no credibility.
Yes. No offense to him, but the last couple things he said came out to be bullshit. So,
Okay. Did we miss another tip?
Joe Grover
Hit
Oh,
it,
we
Dave.
did
Hit
miss
it, Dave.
I got him.
Get out of here!
says bonkers with the $20 donation.
Do you
Thanks,
think
guys.
Do you think he's a little
Thank you.
behind on the on the video?
No.
Was that the
No, we
was that
were
the
behind.
bonkers part
Said
of
that a
it?
while
behind on
ago.
the donation.
We said that a
Okay.
while ago.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But God, the only reason I brought that up is God, because I hope we get some kind of Silent Hill in VR. It'd be so amazing.
Yeah.
How cool would that?
100%. All right, guys.
Hell
Brian,
A longer episode than planned, but pretty much the same length as always.
Happens all the time. Yep.
That's right. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We really appreciate each and every one of you that's in the chat, that donated. Make sure you guys support us on Patreon, patreon.com/without Games. Make sure you subscribe to Dave over at Dave Station VR and to AJ over at PSVR Underground. Those links are in the description. Also, join our Discord server, man, because you not only do you want to be part of RiPop's tournaments, monthly tournaments, PlayStation VR games, and you want to win those PlayStation gift cards, but you also want to be part of the chat, the ongoing, never-ending conversation about PlayStation VR games and, oh God, everything else under the sun. This is some weird-ass fucking conversations this week, and I love it all. We also want to thank, of course, everybody who sits at home and just watches this, does not say a word quietly, because I am one of you. You'll never believe it by watching these kind of videos, but I am super antisocial, and I was never part of any chat on any live show ever before doing this. So we love you. We love all of you, and thank you so much for being the most awesome community on the face of the planet. I knew I was going to be able to finish
If
this.
they were mention it,
you
you can roll the cat and I can go over it.
No,
go.
Get out of here! It's hard!
That's original Uberbitch. You want to say it simultaneously? No,
Sure.
okay.
the
yeah, let's get
bearded
simultaneous.
game cat
Game cat
says
with
good evening.
€5
€5 donation says good evening,
Good
kitty
evening,
cats.
kitty cats.
Good-
Cat face.
Hands
Waving hand.
Good. Oh, it's already scrolled by. Finish it for me. This is horrible.
Good evening, you three kind sirs. How are you doing?
I'm great.
We're doing great. We're about to wrap up.
Good evening to you, sir.
I call my mom.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much again. I don't want to drag this out and sit and do the whole outro all over again. So thank you very, very much. We love you all, and we will see you. I'm sure way sooner than you could ever possibly imagine.
We'll find you
Wash
before you
your
find
hands.
us.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash
Okay,
them.
enough. We love you all.
Guys, son, later cats fist bump to you. Just incredible VR. Thank you for dropping in, my brother, Dave Page. Stay metal. Scott Jestico. Hit the like button, Game Cats. Damn right, if you enjoyed the show. If not, then just, have a nice day. Genetic Blasphemy. Give a Tree Guy a wide berth. I don't know what that means. A wide berth for Tree Guy? Is Tree Guy in having...
Well, he was coughing at the end of the last one. I told Justin it sounded like a dry cough. And so he was saying you got to keep an eye on him. He's probably already got it.
Thank you for joining Your Long Shadows. Thank you. We will never say goodbye. We say see you next week. We'll probably see you even before then. Ezra the Game Cat, thank you. Norman Stansfield, always good to see you guys. Fight the good fight and talk the crazy talk. Damn right, because we crazy. We loco, dog. We full loco. Like that Skyrim movement. Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Dave Station Game Cat. Have a good week as well. Matthew Longo, SB Toodle Pip. VR Grid, hello. Now you can say goodbye. Goodbye. Matthew Longo, Space Shooter Game Cat, the Game Cat. Wait, Space Shooter Game, the Game Cat. Night to you as well. Original Uber Bitch, thank you for dropping in. Irek Malakowski, thank you so much. Chase May. I think that's it. Everybody, love you all. You're the best.
Dave, you're muted. You're muted, Dave. You're Dave. Muted.
Ah, shit. I made a funny noise to make fun of AJ because he was like, I thought there was a name you didn't know how to pronounce and you were trying to get to it.
Dave,
Man, is that it? Are we done?
Dave, I think to end the show, you should mute your mic and then burp again.
Oh, I don't have one on me.
All right.
Damn.
Well, then that's it.
Well.
Good night, everybody.
Sorry,
Love
guys.
you.